Hello, everyone. Welcome to It's a Long Story, a place where we roll dice, we tell stories, and we create magic. We are here with our lovely crew from the new moon. Everybody take a look at your camera, wave, and say hi.
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 Hello.
Hello. It is good to be here. For those who are wondering what the heck this is, or if you have been here for a while and wondering where Joe's hair went, is gone. Is gone. We're fine with it. Stop talking about it. It's fine. Anyways,
No.
but no.
That's the big mystery of Dair's Wharf now, is where Joe's hair go.
There it is. There is so many thieves, and it's so easy to steal stuff. All right. Anyways, enough of that. Hi. If it hasn't been made clear by the nothing that we've started in this intro, hi. We're a D&D live play stream that runs every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, with 4 different parties, technically 4 different campaigns, but existing, living, thriving, thrashing about in the same homebrew world of Imea. Also at the same time, which is incredibly important because we do have 2 parties, this crew, the Tuesday crew, and the Friday crew, and Unearthed Arcanum, that are also in the same city. So a lot of fun and hijinks to be had in that. Before we begin tonight, just a couple of announcements. One being our Shadows of the North Shore, our Candela Obscura one-shot that we are finally able to do, the one-shot at least, is happening this Saturday. And we still have room, I believe, for 2 more players. So if you're interested in dipping your toes into a different sort of realm other than the typical D&D stuff, but something that is that is extremely fun to play, very easy to learn as far as rules go, and you want to be creeped out by me, your DM, as it is a cosmic horror game, you should check that out. So we have our version we call Shadows of the North Shore. It is taking everything from Candela Obscura, as far as the lore, the like rule design, everything with that is the same. The only thing that we've changed is the setting, putting more of a real world spin on it, placing our players into the year 1901 in the North Shore of Massachusetts. So this one shot that we will probably be doing again pretty soon. But this one shot is called The Haunting of Lovis Cove, and I'm very excited to launch it as a one shot that will be probably repeating here on out. Also, this Sunday, we have our Steven Soderbergh one shot, our the Golden Lion Heist, which is a fun little D&D thieving from a casino, which I just realized on Monday was like that is actually straight up Ocean's 11. But yeah, it's fun if you want to check that out. So we're doing those one shots. Most weekends we were doing one shots on Saturdays and Sundays. So if you're interested in checking that out, you can do so if you're watching from YouTube. It is on the video description below. But I will be also dropping it in the live chat to see. Also, I can tell you the link now in case you just want to hear it. It is startplaying.games. I think I've been saying .com now that I'm saying that. Crap. Startplaying.games/GM/It's a Long Story. Also, one of the reasons that we are pushing the Candela Obscura one-shot is because we are trying to get a full campaign up and off the ground. So if you're interested in joining a full Candela Obscura campaign in the realms of that 1900s Edwardian era sort of setting, using real lore and legends of that time period, please feel free to check out that full campaign. Which will be it'll be called Shadows of the North Shore. If you are interested in supporting the channel, best way to do so would be to like and subscribe. So thank you so much for that. And if you're just wanting to just sit back and watch, that's cool too. You can do that as well. Welcome. If you would like to check out our social media stuff, we have an Instagram and a TikTok for some of the behind the scenes and specific clips from previous sessions that we've really enjoyed and liked. as well as some closer look at some of the minis and terrains that we've had for like some of the more important combats. You can check that out. I'm also dropping the link tree to all of those links so you can have all of them all together. Thanks, Linktree. That's not a sponsor. I just wanted to say thanks, Linktree. I believe that is it as far as announcement stuff goes. Oh, actually, I have not listed this yet, but next month we are going to be starting our next drop-in, drop-out campaign that I am extremely excited about. Our Humblewood campaign, which is called Humblewood Silk and Sunder. So if you are wanting to become an anthropomorphic animal, in a very wacky and weird world, we did kind of a couple of like sort of like playtest one shots just for the people here in our campaigns, and it was a freaking blast. It was so much fun. So I'm excited to launch that. I don't have any specific dates yet. It will be later on next month. And I don't even have any links for that just yet. We're just kind of just making sure we got everything, all our ducks, or all our ducks and other Humblewood creatures in a row. But it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be super cool. So stay on the lookout for that. All right. So before we begin tonight, we need to get a recap of where we left off with the party. We will start with that. So, Chelsea, please take it away whenever you're ready.
I'm on it. Alrighty. So we picked up after the announcement from the Lord Mayor Glimmershield about theft, and the culprits will be captured and punished. We were trying to get more information. Ianthe kind of made friends with an elderly woman named Luella, who let her know that someone named Kara robbed the vault. Kara is somebody who used to be partnered with Hadrian, who is a leader of one of the many gangs in the area, I think. And then Ianthe and Luella kind of wander away to go get a drink, which leads to everybody wandering in different directions. Bix and Titian wandered off to go to a shop. Sif caught sight of Isolde, who is another gang member that we've run into, and follows Isolde. Grian went into a shop, and Nadim followed Ianthe. Is that everybody? Yeah. So then we were all split, and it's great. Ianthe got a little bit more information from Luella, and then she and Nadim snuck off to go find Daphne, or reach out to Daphne. Titian and Bix went shopping they went to an armory, picked up some supplies, and then we're heading out to go get scroll supplies. And then Grian heads into Nine Secrets, which is like a magic store, I think, and converses with a magical cat. Tried to get some information about purchasing an item where we could store a Danzig, so he's a little less conspicuous, but they didn't really have a way to do that without kind of ruining Danzig, which we don't want. This cat also knew a lot of information about Grian that Grian did not volunteer, so that's fun. Sif was tracking Isolde, who lets her know that he has a job, needs something very sneaky done. There's a meeting going on, and he needs somebody to be eavesdropping on it, and if we want more information, or if we want to talk to him about it, he'll be at the Blackwater Banshee Inn. And then Sif gets horribly lost. Adim and Ianthe and Grian meet up with Daphne. Bix and Titian bought a lot of raw meat from a street vendor. Titian keeps hearing growling in his head, and seeing people with like hoods and like hooded figures around. We don't know what that's about yet. Sif runs into a very creepy NPC whose name I didn't write down because he was very creepy, who ends up paralyzing Sif. When we realize that Sif has gone missing, Daphne, I wrote, Daphne is acting weird and says not to worry about it. So Daphne hopped on it and was weird about it. Sif wakes up. There's a figure speaking in a language she doesn't understand. And then a halfling that we know to be Pest goes to stab her. And then she's rescued by a mysterious figure who has been missing for a minute. See how I did that?
Oh, that was too good. That was too good. Clinton, I see you, and a lot happened. Clinton, I see your comment, and I'm choosing not to respond. Yeah.
We upgraded.
We upgraded. All right. Cool. So before we begin tonight, one thing I did want to make sure that I pointed out and mentioned is Chris has our player in the far right corner for you guys, or far left. Gosh, yeah, far right corner is unfortunately having to move on from the campaign. So we do have we wish him the best. We're going to miss him a lot. Obviously, Bix's character I will be playing out as we will be having him kind of move into a sort of an NPC sort of position until we find a place. But yeah, so Chris, we'll miss you, bud. And also, this would be the time where I would offer for anyone that's interested, but we already have someone who has jumped in. So we will most likely be meeting them next week. So, yeah. So with that, we will jump into our game. As you all head into the Blackwater Banshee Inn, some of you are arriving at different times. So we have Ianthe, Grian, and Adim all coming in with Daphne. As you guys are coming in, we'll say, this is a little bit of a kind of like a precursor into things. I would say go ahead and roll anything that you would like for to know in this place, assumingly perception and things like that. But go ahead and tell me specifically, what are you looking out for? It's not going to be the only thing you get back. Just making sure that we're knowing what the players are focusing on as they walk in.
Did you say did you say everyone's together or?
So, Ianthe, Grian, and Adim. So you'll be coming in a little bit.
I got a 15 for perception, and mostly Adim's likes dive bars. he's used to going there, so not there this one, but he's just looking around and seeing who he sees. I mean, He might even recognize. It's the Blackwater Banshee or whatever it is. There might be sailors here. Maybe he knows a couple. Maybe his old ship is in dock and didn't know it. So, he's got his wits about him, but just base look around.
You got it. Awesome. Did you say a perception check?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Great. So let's, we'll hold on to that for a second.
Sure.
Well, I'll ask this, actually. We'll just kind of simplify it this way. Is anybody else rolling perception specifically?
I was leaning more insight, I think.
Cool. Insight for Ianthe. Grian, you're also rolling perception?
Yeah.
You got it. Go ahead and roll that perception check for me.
It was a 13.
13. Okay, cool. So 15 to 13. Grian, in the perception, are you looking for, like, who's here? Is there anything specific in that we want to be checking into on that?
I'm mostly just wanting to look around and see kind of gauge Daphne's whole perception, because the entire time like I've been with her, she's been a little sketchy. Like there's been something she's been thinking about or focusing on, but she's not telling anybody. Like,
Okay.
Which, as a player, I think is just like missing being around, because Green's been like, "Where's the other person? Where's the other person?" And clearly there's a mystery around missing. But as Green is a little suspicious of this like weird smile she had. She has been kind of like cagey, obviously, about her friend, quote unquote. So
Gotcha. So I would say that would definitely be an insight check. So I'm going to hold off on you for that.
same thing. 13.
13 for an insight. Got it. Cool. So we'll say, well, I guess we might as well just handle that now. Ianthe, what'd you get on your insight?
21.
21. And what are you specifically looking at?
I'm wanting to get like the general vibe of like, I'm wanting to note are people, and this might be more perception, but I'm better at insight, so I picked that one. I want to get like, are people, I want to note like, how are people kind of, are we getting like interested looks? Are we getting sketchy looks? Are we getting like, how are people reacting when we walk in? And kind of the general clientele, like, is it like merchants or, and the location might be more indicative of this, but Ianthe wouldn't know much about the location. So is it like merchants? Is it like criminals? Is it getting a vibe for like, who are these people?
Okay, cool. Incidentally, what is your, so for your insight, you got 21. How much lower would it be if it was perception?
I think it'd be 18.
Okay, cool. All right. Sweet. So handling the 18, okay. Handling the perception side of things, looking around, just trying to kind of getting a general vibe and seeing like who's here. Adim kind of like looking at this is like, is there anyone that I recognize? Is there anyone that I'm like able to like line up and say, oh, they're a sailor? Or you know, someone who clearly is a sailor of some sort, I guess we'll say.
Well, we've been in a bar fight together. I mean, you know,
Right.
you know, or against each other, either one.
Sure. Yeah. So first and foremost, I think, you know, we'll take it like character specific. Adim, you don't see anyone here that you necessarily recognize. You do notice that there are. This is also midday, so I think this is about. What did we say before? I think it was like 4 o'clock. Are we like nearer to like 4 or 5 o'clock now? I think. I need to do a better job at marking that. So sorry, gang. So we'll say it's 5. So it's a little early for the like normal clientele to come in. Looking around, this place looks to be from a perception check. Pretty tame, but giving the general sort of vibe of like it's tame because there's a certain amount of time when it's not. I think, you know, Adim and Ianthe looking around, you notice that there are the tables and chairs look to have some very significant sort of like scuff marks where there shouldn't be. I think as you try to find a table, you'll notice that there's like there's areas where there is what looks to be like dried blood on the floor that maybe got missed. A broken chair is in the corner that you can see was kind of just placed there instead of being thrown out back. Maybe it's going to be rebuilt. So it certainly kind of gives the vibe right now of a place that a lot of violence goes on here, but not right now. Looking around, go ahead.
I was just saying, I'm assuming Daphne's probably looking for some place that is secret, knowing Daphne as little as I do, like somewhere she can have conversation that's quiet. However, I'm also looking to wherever she leads us to find a place that's defensible. Because I want to be able to, you know, I'll sit where she tells me to, but I won't like my back to a wall. no window nearby, that kind of stuff. If it's that kind of bar, I want to be ready
You got
for
it. Cool. So we're gonna gauge this kind of from like the initial sort of. I love that, and we're gonna take this kind of like from the initial sort of thing as you guys are coming in.
Okay.
So looking around as far as the specific clientele, you see there's a lot of people that are in a sort of mixed array of people that look to be in darker sort of clothing. There's definitely some like rough and tumble looking people here. It kind of matches the idea of like the markings that you see on the tables and chairs around. But you also notice that there are some people here that look to be dressed still in dark clothing, but rather well, like trench coats that are unblemished, wearing jewelry clearly shown on the as a like lapel and like things like that. I dare say you'd actually even see like a maybe like one person actually having like even like a cravat on, but it's like a solid black. There is definitely a air of people that are proud to be whoever they are here.
Are they proud of? I don't know if I can tell this, given Adim's kind of thick, but is it more of a look, I have money, or I'm showing something that says, look, I'm part of a group?
I think it's more the latter.
Okay.
You definitely get the idea of like someone that's clearly maybe someone who seems to feel or seem like they're more untouchable.
Okay.
But they are drinking, talking, being sociable with other figures that do not share that vibe at all. The figures particularly that you see is you see at the bar, the bartender himself looks to be kind of a weird sort of heavy set, sort of shifty looking kobold. Let's see if I have his picture here. If not, I will make sure I have that if you interact with him. Doing the typical bartending stuff, cleaning a glass, looking around, sees you all come in and kind of like raises one eyebrow, but continues to do what he is doing. You also see I apologize. No, I guess you wouldn't have recognized this person. Only Sif would. You do see a rather thin, somewhat short-looking, assumingly a tiefling, but having that kind of like pale skin. Someone that was described somewhat to you before. It would be a guess at this point, but there's a possibility that the description does kind of match to someone who Sif had mentioned. I believe it was Sif, right? Who had mentioned when had run into the Sea Glass Spire earlier, complaining about some craziness that was going on. You also see a figure off in the corner, kind of catching the light of whatever light is kind of like being able to kind of sneak through a window. Someone who definitely doesn't belong here. A small female, seemingly human. You take a look, looking for the ears, and you see like the hair kind of gets pulled back as she's looking down at a book, and you can see the round ears of what looks to be a human. You see brown hair. She seems to be very she's very involved in whatever this large book is. Does not look up when you come in. I would say that's about it in this moment. There's other figures that you see. I'd say like there's an orc that has like rather thick tattooed arms. Definitely gives more of like a sailor vibe than a criminal vibe. But he seems to be talking to another human male that is wearing like a black hood that's coming out, but has that brown beard that's kind of like almost like flowing over his cowl. So that is generally the idea of the perception that you get. For the insight, especially looking at like Daphne's sort of representation here. Daphne's been here for, I want to say, less than 24 hours. Well, sorry. Daphne's been here for, couldn't be more than a full day, we'll say, right? Coming back, and you're not really exactly sure what her station was when she was here, if there was one. But you notice that Daphne's presence here is very, very obvious. Talking about like looking for a place to sit. You see Daphne walks over to a corner. I'll say where these two, the orc and the human male with the like brown beard, walks over to the table that is in the corner, truly like a deem in probably the best like position, and just walks over and just kind of stands there for a second. And you see them look up. The orc kind of gives her a weird look. The human male just kind of pushes his chair back, doesn't say a word, grabs his drink, and walks off. The orc kind of just like does the same thing, noticing his friend doing that, and they pick a different table. Anything else that I missed?
No, I think that's...
All right. So Daphne kind of points to the couple chairs that are at this like very large round table that you can see like the edges themselves are so worn down. There's a chunk that's missing like closer by you, Grian. And then as you sit down, Daphne goes, "All right, I will. I'll go get us some drinks. Any specific requests?"
Wine, please.
Got it. Anything else?
Ale.
I'll take, if they have a mead, I'll take a mead, but I'll take a whatever they've got.
Actually, since I've been in Dair's Wharf quite often, is there a regularly bought ale here that I could say specifically? I don't even know the name of it, but is there a specific thing that I would know?
I'll say roll me a history check with advantage.
Okay. $16.
Yeah, absolutely. So we won't.
Yeah, I don't need to name it. My point of doing it is to say it so that anybody who might be listening in is like, oh, he's been here before.
Cool. So you say that in a just maybe like a little bit of a louder voice than you normally
Yeah, just sort of like Ashley's walking away. Oh, like make it one of the blah blah blah.
Right. Make it a Budweiser. Just kidding.
That's what it is. Sure.
Awful. No judgment. No judgment. But
did we just invent Dair's Brewing Company? Like, let's...
I think we did.
I feel like Matt and Chelsea and I are like looking at that and going like, we've played that out, man.
Oh god, I've been there. I don't need to do that again.
There's a reason why I haven't thought too much into that, but I will.
Is there Waltzing Matilda brew here? Or?
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it, absolutely. There's a Waltzing Matilda brew.
Oh god.
Which is yeah. So you shout that out. Daphne kind of raises an eyebrow a little bit at you, and then has a little bit of like a smirk kind of come back, and A smirk comes back a little bit as she fully kind of picks up what you're doing. Cool. I have to. This is just for us, but
One with all of our faces.
that's funny.
Oh god.
Cool. So there's a moment where, like, if there's anything you guys want to say to each other here, as Daphne has walked away to grab that. Cool.
I
After
literally
about a
feel
solid minute.
I-
I lean up against the
thought-
wall, kick my feet up on a chair that's on the broken chair, like kick my feet up on the broken chair, and just relax. Like I'm in a dive bar. The Deem's happy.
Sweet. I think
Ianthe, your
Ianthe,
sister
gathering from
seems-
that 21, I will say that you keep getting eyes from pretty much everyone here.
Great. I think I'm gonna try to look like relaxed, but I don't think it's going very well because she's very tense.
Cool. I love it.
She's biting her nails.
Sweet. Yeah. Sorry, Green, I cut you off.
I'm good.
Okay.
I was gonna ask if Ianthe was still wearing the dress. Like, was she still in the gold dress, or was that all?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Nope.
Perfect.
Still on.
Perfect.
I would say, like, yeah, I think that 21 really kind of goes into, it's more than just looking at someone who is wearing a pretty dress. The looks are, I think the looks, 21's really good, so I think you just see looks that kind of dart back and forth between you and Daphne. By the way, there is the bartender. I think as you hear, I think like kind of like moving off from like the far side, you hear Daphne go, "All right, Yaz, did you have any mead? I know you had a tank before," and just kind of like breaks off from that. Yaz seems to have this really weird gravelly voice, yeah, say about 3 minutes later, she comes back with drinks. Looks at Ianthe and says, "Sister, you feeling all right?"
Yeah. I'm fine.
I would have thought you were used to stairs.
Normally I'm on a stage, not sitting at a table.
Dear, you are definitely on a stage right now. As she sits down, kind of gives a look around, does that like kind of thing where like she like stretches her back and kind of looks around, and you see like a wave of people. Many of them go back to their drinks. So,
Do you want to tell your tale, or shall I start?
please, let's hear yours first.
Not really sure where to begin. No, I know where to begin. Do you remember when we were kids and we sort of made an agreement that we would never bother looking for our father because he never bothered to come look for us, so why should we care?
Looks around at the rest of you at this. Sure.
The Deem just kind of like looks down.
I found him. Not sort of accidentally on purpose. So there is that. Do you know someone by the name of Ashar Anos?
Doesn't ring a bell. Is that our father? Why are you So you met him.
No.
Okay.
He died before I found him.
Good.
That's what I said. So there's a bit more to it.
Chelsea, you're probably going to have to speak up a little bit. Or just bring that mic as close as you possibly can. I know it's pretty close
I'm
already.
on it.
Yeah.
Just leaning on. I'm eating.
We got to get a compressor for you on there.
Can you use it down a little bit, maybe?
I can continue to try to bring it down. It is I'll try. Oh, I keep doing that. Sorry, dealing with new stuff here.
That's much better where it is.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, after he left us, turns out he went and had another family, which he then left. You remember Adim?
Right? Cousin.
No, cousin. Brother.
What?
That's what I said too.
What do you mean? What do you
A brother's kind of like your sister, but more of a boy.
Daphne gives you a look of like, I will kill you at this table right now. Like there's a very clear
yeah,
like.
and I'm gonna give you a look of like, not now.
Sorry. So you're
silent.
You're part of the other family.
Yeah. One of, let's be honest, probably a lot more, but he's the only one that we've met, or that I've met. So.
Forgive me. That is. Okay.
Well, you can understand why I waited to tell you in person. It's sort of not a conversation to have over a mirror.
Does Mum know?
Yeah, she knows. I told her. Honestly, both of you are taking it a lot better than I did. I did not handle it well.
Yeah, I guess it's gonna take a little while for like a hug. Looking at Adim with that.
And Adim was like, he's just remaining kind of stoic, as if like I wasn't like in his head. He's thinking I didn't ask for one.
Yeah, I think there's
like, he's not much of a hugger anyway.
Right.
Yeah, there's a moment where like something does click on with Daphne, but Daphne goes, "Oh wait, so you do know our father then?"
Me?
Yeah, you're the other family, right?
Well, another family.
Oh, he left you too.
I never met him.
Yeah.
Talked to him a couple times. I think.
What?
It's his spirit or something. I don't know.
You know what? I don't. Okay. You can tell his spirit to fuck off for all I care.
I think I may have when I didn't agree to bring him back from the dead.
Keep going like that, you might just get that hug. Well, that is very weird, but I am glad that you told me in person.
Of course. I mean, you had to know. So that's sort of my news.
See?
That
Where's you the lodge lion fellow? You the door opening.
That's a great question. I'm actually not sure where they went.
As Titian and Bixaldan both enter in this moment. Titian, anything? What do you think Titian's focusing on as you come in?
I think Titian is, with the weird encounter he sort of had last session, he's keeping an eye out for any cloaked figures, any suspicious looking figures, I feel like, in the shadows. And I think he's, especially since it sort of resonated inside of his mind, he's also sort of like really focusing on what's going through his head right now. Like is like he in full control, like that sort of thing.
Cool. Yeah, give me an insight check.
Real quick, I gotta go pick somebody up. I'll be with you.
Okay.
Insight is 15.
15. With a 15, you do see there are several cloaked people in here. Ones that seem to be kind of like staring down at their drinks. The 15, you don't see any that like, like looking at the hands. You don't see any like pale hands or anything like that. Being like super aware and cognizant of like maybe there are things that are happening in your own brain as you are staring around. You do see your friends sitting with Daphne, and I think there's a moment where with a 15, you're not entirely sure what happened with that, but I think there is a moment of like respite in seeing your friends and knowing that even though Bix is right beside you, there's something tangible and real that you know. Like in like since you've started being in Dair's Wharf is when these things started to happen. And knowing that there's someone else to be able to kind of like cling to, not, in a maybe not outwardly, but like maybe inwardly, gives you some sort of like space of like, I don't know, maybe it was, maybe I need to bring this up at some point, but everything seems to be okay as I walk in right now.
Okay. As I'm walking in the door of the party, whose back would be turned from me? Would it be Daphne?
Daphne's, yep, definitely.
Okay. All right. Titian seeing them, I'm assuming with the insight check he could tell that they're kind of in a serious conversation right now. Titian is going to try to stealth his way over to the table, especially behind Daphne.
You're going to what? I'm sorry?
He's going to try to stealth his way up to and behind Daphne.
Okay.
I'm saying yes to the situation, Joe. Let's just see
okay.
Let's see how
You're
this
doing this
out.
in a crime bar to someone who clearly has power.
Yep. I'm not thinking about consequences right now. You can tell me all the consequences, but I'm not thinking about the consequences. I'm thinking, here's what's going through Titian's mind. Oh, I haven't seen that friend in a while, and they look a lot better. I'm gonna go make sure I, start this off on the right foot, sort of thing. Like, I bet this will be funny.
On cue, as the saying, starting off on the right foot, you take a step, clearly trying to kind of like be more this. Like, tell me what you look like in doing that. Like, do you like throw the?
So Titian has his cloak. I think he tries to throw it a little bit over. Well, he has. First of all, we have the yellow bandana above his head. Full Hulk Hogan, like classic 1980s.
Yeah.
Over his head, he will take the cloak and he'll sort of throw it over his head as well to sort of try to obscure himself. And then he's going to take a lot smaller of a posture and try to like blend in with the crowd as best as he can.
Cool.
As he's going to try to just sneak up behind Daphne.
Okay. Give me that stealth roll. I'm gonna say it's a disadvantage as you have walked in, take a look around, and are now trying to kind of sneak in.
Totally fine. Is the bar dimly lit or is it brightly lit?
I would say it's dimly lit.
So then it would be a straight roll with the cloak
Sure.
that I'm wearing. Okay, that's why I'm asking. Okay, so that will be a stealth of 17.
Cool. At a 17, as you take about 3 steps forward in that space, you hear a very quick, heavy chair being pushed back, and you can hear the sound of a crossbow being cocked back, which is now in tandem gone down to about 6 people in this bar who have pulled their weapon on you.
Mm-hmm.
And Yaz, the bartender, who also has a weapon pulled on you. Not the time, not the place. It's the rules.
Oh, and Titian already.
You see Daphne kind of like turn back. Oh.
Okay.
It's fine. Put the guns. Put it away.
Yeah.
Thank you. Put it down.
Yeah. I'm all about your rules. I'll read the rule book later on. I was just gonna give my friend a little bit of a hey. Haven't seen him in a while. Sorry, everybody. Sorry, everybody.
In response to that, they seem to be moving slower and Daphne. It's fine. Yes. No. I know. It's Tish. Not a good. Hi.
No.
Hello.
Hi. It's Grant. Hi. It's nice to meet you. It's Grant.
Right. Okay. It is. It's probably now Titian, dear. You look around at the dead silence of everybody who has really heard Daphne go, "Hi, Titian."
Shit. Sorry. Grant is what my name is in Hasamal and Leonin. No, Titian works as Titian. Sure, Titian. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Have a seat.
Fucking cool spy name and shit. And can't even do that. And it's fine. No, I'm okay. I'm not mad. Okay. Yeah. Hey, Daphne. It's good to see you again. How you doing?
Fine. And I assume this is also a friend of yours. I'm looking over at Bix. Bix kind of just like does like a quiet nod.
Yeah, that's Bix. He's been with us for about, I guess, a few weeks now. Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Yeah. How you doing? Last time I saw you, you had like I think a stab wound in your chest, and you're hanging on like you do. You feeling all right?
Okay. Yep. Good. Great.
Yeah. Awesome. Do you want to? Did you? I say you've met a Deem, and Ianthe's here.
She knows. She
Oh
yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah. You see the dead eye
shit.
of like her, just like someone just say it.
Thank God. I was worried I was going to ruin this. I was really trying to keep that there.
Hi, it wasn't me this time. So.
Thank God. All right. So we're drinking then. That's what I'm getting from the situation now. Are we just moving on to the drinking portion, or?
Yes. You were a little late on the round that I was getting, but just tell her.
It's okay. It's
tell
okay.
her
I
it's
got.
fine.
It's okay. I got it. And then Titian's gonna pull out a big bottle of swill that he's been nursing for part of the day. He's just gonna put it on the table. He's gonna be like, I'm good. No, I'm good. I've been drinking this. You see about a third of the bottle that's gone already. He's like, yeah, I got my own. Don't worry about me.
You see Daphne kind of like look over at Yaz, makes eye contact, and Daphne goes. And Yaz just goes. As you like see like clearly, there's like a moment of like, even in the very dirty, dingy establishment of this, bringing your own alcohol is very frowned upon. But it seems that Yaz is letting it go.
I appreciate that.
Okay. So, you were asking what's... Yes, go ahead.
I just was going to say I sort of told you my part of the story. I think it's your turn, love.
Well, and she starts to go into talking about her meeting Alistair. She says the name Iliar. And then talks about the rest of the people from Unearthed Arcanum, specifically mentioning a boy, but he's also he's a fairy, and he looks like a kid, but can definitely take care of himself. In describing Yori. Anyway, so I took a ride with them to make sure that there was. Also, our captain, which was a new Minotaur.
Do you want to know,
sorry, new
I
captain.
actually met him.
Oh, you did?
Well, he thought I was you.
Oh, yeah.
It was extremely awkward, but he was very nice.
I'm sure. Yeah, he's nice. Maybe a little bit too nice, but it was fine. And then and then they left. So, looks at you. Ianthe, give me an insight check.
That is another 21.
Cool. Awesome. Looks at you and gives you an eye that is like twin level, might as well be messaging that tells you they have not left. The way that she originally kind of said it was like, and then they left to move on to other things. But the look tells you they haven't left. And there's more to this conversation that we can't have here. So that is, that's about it.
They sound very interesting, and I wish I could have met them. And were you able to locate who you were looking for?
Yes, I was.
Are they here now?
They will be
Sorry,
shortly.
I'm still not very good at distinguishing where and who they are. So,
Of course. That will be easier to spot pretty soon. Yes, they'll be here soon. You actually now hear a message in your head from your sister that says to you, Sif is okay. They are bringing them back. They're bringing her back.
thank you for finding her. She's not great in a city.
So, what's the plan now that you're here in Dair's Wharf, besides visiting your sister, of course?
Well, we've done a bit of sightseeing, a bit of shopping. The plan was just to pass through, so I suppose we'll maybe stay another day or so and then move on. We have business north of here.
I see.
Although
Of
Demon's listening to the conversation, he's watching the bar. Just to keep that going on.
Okay.
He's watching everybody else. He's listening to them, but watching everybody else.
Yep. Yeah. Cool. So, in the new ones that we have to this party, I don't know you very well, and looks at Grian.
Right. Sorry. Got wrapped up in everything. This is Grian. Grian, this is my sister, Daphne.
I was like, we met at the shop not too long ago, but it's nice to make your acquaintance.
Which shop did you
Green
meet?
will probably like.
I mean,
right
yes,
outside
but
the
yeah,
Nightlight,
this is like, yeah, right.
But Green will probably like, his eyes will probably glow a little bit more like glittery than they normally do, just trying to like lay on like the schmooze, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. I've heard a little bit about you from your mom and your sister. Nothing they've said.
Dear.
Is,
Well, nothing they said
this.
is true. Unless it's good.
Yeah, it's all been good.
Oh, he did the looks at her twin sister, did the pitch thing, the high pitch thing. What did you say about me?
The truth.
All of it?
Most of it.
Where do you come from, Mr. Green?
I mean, I'm kind of from all over. In and out of Dair's Wharf growing up. Technically, I'm from Anilduin, but that's a whole other story. But now I'm here with my friends in a bar, meeting my friend's sister for the first time. And it's been quite an interesting meeting.
Sorry, did you say that you're from Anilduin?
Yeah, I mean, technically, but, you know, it's a whole story, but it's fine. Short story, but...
She's gonna roll an insight check on you. Okay. You don't seem the type to be necessarily a pathological liar, so either you're lying about where you're from, or you're believing what you have said. Anilduin is, first off, most people believe for it to be a myth, and it's definitely not for someone who has such round ears as yourself.
I mean, it's what my adopted parents told me the story. Also, my patron kind of saved me when I was a baby, from being dumped outside of said city. So the stories kind of just matched up like that. And really the only thing I have of it, and I'll turn to Bix and be like, Bix, do you have that necklace I gave you? The rainbow one?
Yes, I haven't had a chance to really do anything with it, but here it is. There you go. Just puts it on the table.
Yeah. This is the only thing I have of my birth parents from the city.
The city of Anilduin.
Yes.
The lost elven city of Anilduin. Believed by most people to not exist.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, we've heard from a couple people, right, that it's here, it's just hidden somewhere.
Yeah, we had some other people talking about it. Yeah, it's not. It's a. Tishine's just trying to back up Grian in this moment. Like, he doesn't know anything he's talking about, but it's just like, we definitely have. Of course. Yeah, like he's just trying to be a good friend to Grian right now.
Okay, yeah. Interesting. That's something that maybe you lot are the one that will possibly bring that the truth of the matter to light. I've found it interesting. You must know that it's a... Am I the first person to let you know that most people believe it not to exist?
No, I mean, I've found it to be rather difficult to to find information on it, but I've had a couple people tell me that there are ways in. There was a friend of my family, as I guess Dr. Karan, who was supposed to give me some information, but I didn't get to him before he disappeared, and then I was told he was dead, but he's not actually dead. He's just in another city somewhere, but... Well, yeah. But until that happens, I'm with everybody here, and it's been a blast.
Above board, I believe Bix told you he's dead.
Correct. Yeah, no, Bix told me he's dead, and then I cast Sending and got a message to him, and he's in Murakaba.
He's not in Murakaba. You definitely didn't get that. I think what happened was you cast Sending and you caught that it was received.
I caught where... Well, yeah.
He left you on red.
Yeah. I think there was, because if I recall correct, this is above board. If I recall correctly, you didn't even really get any sort of response back. It was just mostly static.
I remember because I wrote down the word Murakaba because that's all I got from him.
Got you. Yes. Correction. Yes.
I had to look it up on the map and be like,
he probably did say that. Doesn't mean that's where he is. That's just what he said. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So cutting back to this, you see Daphne. Wow. Well, that is a truly an interesting story. Way outside my area. I guess I heard that a nail to win was a myth and just believed it. So, she rolled pretty high on her insight check looking at you, Grian. Grian, is there anything about you that would show something along the lines of your allegiance in Dair's Wharf?
No, because the only thing I would have would be the coin in my pocket.
Okay. So I think what she does, she looks at you and just goes, so you said that you've been in and out of Dair's Wharf before. I didn't recognize you from my time here, which of course has also been fleeting. What was your... Looks around the bar, looks around everybody. Were you connected with anyone?
I mean, here I've connected with a few people, but as far as like people I've worked with, my family used to work with the Compass, picking up jobs in places.
I see.
So, Ada's kind of like an aunt to me. So, yeah.
Understood.
I haven't been here in a few years, so if that's where your paths crossed or mine didn't, that's probably the way.
I was just curious. Yeah. Just normally in Dair's Wharf, you do what you need to get by. So that's just making sure. But you see Ianthe, Daphne shoots you a look. Like, I think without rolling anything, you get the idea of like, that's... I need to know more. That's what that look says. Well, I guess
I look back kind of sheepish and like guilty at her, like maybe trying to indicate, no, there's nothing more, but there totally is.
Okay, you got it. Well, I need to step away for a moment. Sister, do you mind joining me?
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Somebody buy me another glass of wine, please.
And you see Ianthe and Daphne walk out of the bar. Outside, you see Daphne. Both of you kind of like walk out the door, and Daphne looks at you and goes, "All right, so there are some things that I will explain in time if we need to, or they will explain in time if they need to. Right now, I'm going to bring you to your friend, and then later we need to talk.
Not them.
For now,
Okay.
I know I can trust you, and right now I don't know if I can trust all of them, at least all at once."
I understand.
Okay. She walks you back kind of like up to a small sort of like area of an alleyway that you see there is a solid brick wall, like a dead end, and there's nothing there besides like yeah, I mean it just truly just like kind of like looks like a dead end. All right. We're here. The missing, I'm here.
It's it's a dead end. There's nothing here.
Of little faith. And you see all of a sudden the wall, the illusion pulls away, and you see in a cart is carrying a very thick, being kind of like wrapped in a very thick blanket, shivering as she is regaining control of her body little bit at a time, is Sif.
Hey,
Yeah, I'll run over.
Hey.
Are you all right? You look
I'm
horrible, I'll be
fine.
honest.
I'll get over it. I'm fine.
I forget. Is Sif is normal Sif size, right? Sif is not little Sif.
No, I don't think so. I don't think there's any chance that like yeah, sorry. Yes, to answer your question, Sif is a half giant size right now, which is why Sif is in this like what's it called, wheelbarrow like type of wagon thing. Yeah.
Wait, you're what happened to your disguise?
Oh,
Where are
they're
your
here
earrings?
somewhere, I think. No, if I can start, like, I'll check my pockets.
Yeah, I think Sif, you start to do Ianthe, like feel free to roll like a medicine check if you'd like, but it's very clear that Sif is
that'd be
having
great.
trouble like moving, especially moving like her fingers. Like I think it's something that's like she's able to kind of, or to like have any like sort of dexterity to it.
It's a 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 6.
You think, I mean, Sif
My vast
definitely
medical
looks sick, but you're not really sure if it's like sick or like drunk sick or what. You have no idea.
What happened to you? I mean, you were there and then you were gone, and did you find? Did you steal some of Titian's swill? I know.
No, I wish.
Busted.
I tried to, I guess, pick a fight, and the bastard cheated. I think he poisoned me. Also, fucking, there's 2 of you. What the heck?
Oh, great news. You're not seeing double. There are this is my sister, Daphne.
Daphne's not looking at either of you.
Okay. Hey, come say
Do
hello.
we
Don't
need
be
to
rude.
be... So, 1 second. Do we need to be this sacred here right now? Sorry. Shh. Yeah, okay. I'm just saying that...
I'm gonna look at
You
Sif.
know who she
I
is.
fucking
I'm
hate it when
sure
she
she's
does this.
fine. You already saved them, so they know what you look... and then in the convincing roll, you see a figure kind of like step out from a shadow that's on there. And you see pale skin, bright purple eyes, a very familiar face for you, Ianthe. But Ianthe, give me an insight check. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Give me a medicine check.
Another one of those?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not as good at those. That's another 6.
Incredible.
What is up with you?
Yeah. You see missing, just kind of like following along the same sort of lines of like just being weird and secret. You see missing, just like looking around. This is not the place to have all of this conversation.
I fully would have run up and like interrupted their sentence and just given them a big hug. It's so good to see you. I've really missed you.
Why?
Because I like you? Because you're a
Okay.
friend?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for finding Sif. I mean, I don't know what we would have done without you.
Do you still have to have this conversation while hugging me?
Oh! No, sorry.
Ianthe, do you look at Daphne's direction while you're having this conversation at all? This is truly like in character. Do you think you would?
Yeah, I think I'd glance.
Cool. No roll required. Daphne seems to be very wide-eyed at this, and you see Missing kind of like look behind you, Ianthe, and just go. It's
What is it? What's going on?
good to see you too. There's a lot we need to talk about. A lot.
Yeah,
Um,
I've been told that there's a lot to talk about.
Daphne looks. We may also have a problem. One of the friends that Ianthe, my sister, has found has definitely has some sort of relations with the compass. Okay. Well,
I mean,
they certainly can't know what's going on.
he hasn't been involved with them for a long time.
Okay.
We can trust him. I trust him.
You see Missing looks at you, like almost kind of like for the first time, really like looking at like kind of like gazing at your face and kind of like does a small smile and goes, "You don't know what I'm about to tell you."
Okay. Now I'm really scared.
How about this? Looking at both of you now. Why don't you make sure you're half giant? Friend? Okay, yeah. Interesting. Is okay. I assure you she is not going to turn into one of them. And sees a blank look on your face. Okay, we have a lot to talk about. Probably my office, right? And Daphne like looks at her and goes, "Really? Office? I don't know, what else would you call it? Sure. But maybe we should have a conversation with Grian first. Just the 4 of us.
Okay. Just a conversation, right? We're not gonna make any rash decisions.
Daphne kind of like takes that moment to kind of like turn towards you, kind of grabs you by the shoulder, like gently grabs you by the shoulders. Dear, I would never do that to a friend that you trust. It's just understanding how much he needs to know and where his allegiances lie. That's all.
Okay, if it'll get you to trust him as well. And I'll be there.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
I know this is a lot in secrets and things like that, and I think you should know all of them.
Kept secrets from me. It didn't end well, and the last time you went down this path, you almost didn't come back.
Right, of course. Missing interrupts and goes, that won't happen this time. I can be sure of it.
I know you've got her back missing, but you're just one person.
Weirdly, kind of like big smile at that and goes, not anymore. Let's get your friend to a safe place. My understanding from the very brief but delightful conversation we had that we needed to avoid the larger roads that would be looking for a half giant. Looks over at Sif at that, assuming like you guys might have had like just like a weak sort of like thing of like they're looking for me, like that sort of thing.
That is an
I'll just give like a woozy nod.
fair and accurate assumption.
If you want to see if you can walk, this would be the best place for that.
I'll support her as best I can to like try to lean on her, but she's so much bigger.
I'll
she
try
might just
to
have
get
to like
those
lean on my
earrings
head.
back in if Ianthe could help.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
you do that.
So
And
have my help, yes.
so as you like try to like put the earrings back in, I'll say this: give me a Constitution saving throw.
13.
13. With a 13, you feel, Sif, you're able to, 10 is the DC for you to be able to kind of like get up and feel like you can walk. So you're past that, but it's rough going. I'll say, mechanically speaking, I'd say your movement is halved for probably about an hour.
Okay.
But you can feel like I think like your feet and your toes feel still very numb, and your leg, but you're able to move your legs, stumbling at first, and then able to kind of like go into just a very slow walk.
Cool.
Okay, good. I think I'm ready now. Says that to Daphne, and Daphne goes, are you sure? That's not what we agreed on. I am who I am. I'm okay with it. All right. I guess we can all go back to the bar.
Okay.
and moving very slowly, truly like Sif's pace. You start to kind of walk out onto the street. Sif, cowl up everything that you had as far as like disguise before. This street is rather busy, but Ianthe, one thing that you notice, Sif, I don't think you really like make much of a connection with it, but I think there's a possibility that Ianthe also is like always interested in like Ianthe is interested in magic in all shapes and sizes, right? So someone who can change their appearance at will would probably be something that would be very interesting to Ianthe, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So as you walk out onto the street, you notice that missing does not change their look. If you catch their eyes, something the matter.
I just, normally you, don't look like you when you're going places. And now you do look like you.
Glad you
think.
noticed. Oh, this is me.
Dare I ask why?
I'll just say I gain perspective in knowing who I really am. Why hide that?
I mean, it's admirable, I guess, to be comfortable in your skin. Good for you.
Thank you. You were at the door. In the meantime, any conversations without Ianthe and Daphne around?
I feel like when they left, Green would be like, "She thought I was crazy, right?" Like we all caught that.
I mean, it definitely seemed like she was. I mean, it seemed like she was like really suspicious of you. Like you're not hiding something from her, right, Green? Like you're.
No, pretty much an open book here.
I
I just seemed like me, like she thought I was crazy or innocent beyond belief. I don't know. I guess it sounds crazy to believe in a children's story, but it be what it be, right? It's...
I mean, I get called crazy or weird or dumb or handsome or brave or smart and almost on a daily basis.
Well, obviously the handsome part. I don't know who. Anything else,
Well, I appreciate that. As Tishian's scooping up a handful of like rat meat to put in his mouth from last session. Oh, thanks. Yeah. Adim, how are you doing over there?
I briefly look back at him from scanning the crowd and just continue to watch the small crowd that's there. I'm like, I'm good. And then I go back to just watching what's going on. Trying desperately not to turn my bracelet on to spy on what Ianthe's saying.
Question: Does
Forgot I
I
could
think
do
his
that.
name is?
Did you?
I think his name is Asher. Does he look upset or disgruntled? He's by himself, right?
Yeah, give me a so the description kind of matches a little bit, so it does make sense on why Grian would kind of like look in that direction and go like, I wonder.
Honestly, Grian is like, oh, there's this like kind of hot person over there. And
Cool.
What else am I doing right now?
Yeah, absolutely. Why not? Cool. So we'll say in that case, go ahead and roll me. Roll me an insight check. I think.
It's a 19.
19. Nice. Looks to be pretty nervous. I think you see like in the space of he like lifts his glass to drink it, and as he brings it back down, you see just a little bit of a like a twitch in his hand. He sets it back down. He seems to be kind of like looking around a lot more than any normal person would.
Titian, that like half tiefling person over there, he's kind of hot, right? As like Grizz just like drinking his drink.
Titian looks over there and he goes, yeah, he looks like he can pull for sure, if you know what I mean. Like, he definitely looks like, yeah, he ain't hard on the eyes. Are you thinking of making a new friend?
I'll look over and I'll be like, he seems a little small for you, no?
Are you talking about for me?
No, for Gregan.
Oh yeah.
I'm just thinking about Kofi. I mean, come on.
I mean, what fun is it if you can't flip around in the sheets? And he'll like pat Titian on the shoulder as he gets up to go to the table. With
as he goes over there, Titian's gonna be like, "Don't be afraid to show him your knotting techniques, if you know what I mean."
And Grin will wink and walk over to his table.
Cool, you got it. You see there's...
While Green's walking over there, I'm using my fighter skill to gauge that wonderful half-tiefling's level in class.
Oh, okay, you got it.
Since I'm looking at it anyway.
Cool. I'm going to send that to you in a direct message, just to see. Because I think that makes more sense on how you're able to kind of collect that.
That's fine. You Discord, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. So you approach the table. You see that he is sitting alone. His eyes are kind of like darting a little bit. So like he like sees you, looks away, looks back down, and now sees you getting closer. And kind of, hey,
you doing okay? You all right?
I already have everything I need.
I'm not a barmaid.
Given what you sent me, I'm now less watching him and more watching everyone around him.
Cool, you got it. Roll me a perception check, Adim. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say hi. I saw you from across the bar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Do you mind if I buy you a drink, or
17?
Maybe something stronger?
I'm gonna roll to see if he's getting what's going on. Oh, who? I don't know who you are.
That's easy. My name's Grian. Nice to meet you.
Doesn't take your hand just yet.
Oh no, I'm not a hand. I'm just like.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like
gotcha. I don't know. I don't. Okay, are you a free agent? Are you?
I'm not a prostitute, if that's what you're asking. Not for quite some time, but you know.
No. Looking around at this point, and you see another figure stand up. Someone that really probably wasn't particularly noticeable at this until this moment. He has a very like dark, kind of grizzled black beard. Seems to be human. Has like a bunch of like scratches over his forehead. I believe what the man is trying to ask is that you don't carry any brands. you are not with a specific family?
I mean, all mine is dead as far as I know, so nope, it's just me.
Okay. Green, roll me an insight check. Or I'll say history check below DC.
It's a 19.
19. I mean, you've been in and out of Dair's Wharf for a while. Dair's Wharf has always had gangs. You get the idea at that point that like that's what they're saying. They're asking, who do you serve?
Do you
who
mean?
you?
Do you mean like a gang? I'm not
No,
part
I
of any
couldn't.
gang, if that's what you mean.
I wouldn't possibly mean that.
Oh, sorry, that was my second assumption. I apologize. Like I got a +1 wisdom intelligence.
Doesn't even wait for an answer. You see him look down at Ash and go, "It's fine. He's fine." And then like moves back into the shadows of like a table that he's at.
I just want to make it known, Joe, that like Titian is watching this whole exchange. If it ever, it does. I don't think.
Roll me a perception check.
Really got aggressive, but Titian's not letting his friend out, like like out to dry. Perception.
Yep.
All right, that's a 9.
Cool. With a 9, you saw the figure kind of get up, clearly kind of place himself. This kind of like he also is extremely like tan skinned, but you get the idea that it's probably like sun beaten. As you see him kind of like move back to like go and sit back down. With a 9, you're sure that things are good now. Adim, you rolled a 17. Cool. Adim, this bar there's other conversations going on. There's other sort of like things that are happening. You get the feeling that like everybody is in their own sort of like space here, except one by one, everyone is seeing and probably hearing more or less what's going on at this table. Adim, you immediately get the idea of like this figure that Green is talking to is probably important.
Okay. My goal in watching that, similar to what Titian just said, is not only protecting Grian, but protecting the figure.
Sure. Yeah. I'll say with that,
move against him.
Yeah. The vibe that you got from the other like scarred dude that got up was a little bit more than bodyguard.
Okay.
You get the feeling that Asher right now is being watched.
Okay. I mean, if there's no violence or threat, Adim continues in the kick back, drinking an ale, occasionally conversing with the Leonin.
Cool.
If something happens, let me know if I suspect there's going to be violence.
Sure. You got it. Cool. So I think Asher goes, oh, okay. Sorry, that was... You're not from here. Yes, I would love a drink. Sure.
Awesome. Do you want anything in specific? What are you drinking now?
Whatever ale, I guess.
Oh, okay. I'll be right back. So I'll go to the bar and... Hi, Yaz, what was it, right?
Yeah.
Can I have 2 meats, please? Or
Is it?
ale, whatever. I don't know.
Is this on your tab or hers?
I can pay for it, so it's okay.
Great. What was I gonna say? I goes to grab. Makes 2 ales. As you are presented with that, some things are going to be happening all at once here. So the door opens. I would like a marching order for Ianthe, and then I'll roll for. Actually, sorry. So Ianthe and Sif, where do you want to be in the grouping that's coming in?
I feel like, speaking for me, I would let either Missing or Daphne lead the way, since they know where we're going.
Okay. You're going back to the bar, so you're at the
Yeah,
door
yeah.
there on that, yeah.
Yeah, and I would be sticking close to Sif in case she needs to lean on me or anything.
Okay. So do you imagine that you're in front of Sif or behind Sif? You guys could roll for it, Sif, if you want to have a choice on this too.
I'd like to be in front of her because I still want to be close to Daphne.
Okay, you got it. I love that. So this is what happens. So Daphne walks in, then Missing, then Ianthe, then Sif. So in that order, what happens is, Green, as you grab your 2 drinks, you see Daphne comes in, everybody kind of turns and looks, sees, kind of goes back to what they're doing, and double takes as Missing comes in. The bar itself goes dead silent. Missing walks in. It's really not staring at anyone in particular, but seems to walk in with a very air, the air of I knew this was coming. All eyes are on this group. Ianthe, you walk in behind. Sif, you walk in after that. I'm going to roll something for Asher specifically. Okay. Green, roll me a perception check. I would say from the vantage point of them coming in, there's a moment here where Adim and Titian, you're not able to see Asher. You're able to see Green, but not Asher.
It's a 9 perception for me.
9. Cool. Awesome. You are distracted, I think, by the figures kind of coming in. You're looking in that general area, and you hear a weird clatter in the direction of where Asher is, and you look in Asher's direction. Asher is gone. Sif, give me a perception check with advantage.
Okay, perception. Eight.
Cool. Awesome. You also do not you didn't see Asher at all.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Go for it.
How close how close was I to Asher where they were seated?
Probably 20 feet.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah. You all of you do see the larger human-looking gentleman gets up, now realizes Asher's gone, and moves people out of the way, full on get out of my way, and starts to walk out of the bar. Yeah, so a lot of things are happening all at once. But Grian, you just look in the space of where Asher was, and Asher's not there.
Huh. Well. And then obviously his person's gone, right? Who was with him?
His person is gone, but that kind of gives you the clue of Asher ran off, because he's very noticeable. He's not, he's not sneaking away at all, and isn't even trying to. He's actually just forcefully moving to move out as quickly as he can out the door to try to find him.
Well, fuck, and he'll drink one of them, and I guess I'll see him around.
Got
And
it.
he'll grab the other drink, and I'm assuming Sif is sitting at this point at the bar or at the table.
No. This is like, what are you doing? It's almost like initiative level. Like, what are you guys doing in this specific moment? We're not going to move time around really, as like together on that. So,
Because my plan is to grab a drink and then heal Sif, because Sif obviously looks hurt.
cool. So I want to give room for like everybody else to say what they'd be thinking or doing or looking for in this moment. So please feel free to do that, and then we'll say what the NPCs are doing. And it could be nothing. I just want to leave that open for you guys.
Yeah. I'll jump in with what Titian's doing. If Titian is looking split second, then Asher's gone. I think Titian instantly starts looking around at the patrons and sort of like did someone do something? Did someone, he had crossbows drawn on him, so like he's sort of like all of a sudden looking around, like, is there some other weird thing happening here? I feel like,
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I think from your viewpoint, like realistically, because it kind of like would work that they're, this group is walking in and truly blocks Asher's table. So you're not going to see Asher's gone until they move from their spot, if that makes sense, because they're going to be moving towards you, and actually there'll be a couple things happening here, but yeah. So we'll say when that happens, you are looking around at the patrons and everything. I will say, like in this very moment, not as like, there was certain points where like you could tell, or actually Titian, you couldn't tell, but we've stated that you guys could, that some of you could tell that Asher was also being like watched by other people at this bar, but being like really like kind of like trying to be sneaky with it. No one is trying to be sneaky in this moment. Everybody is staring at Missing.
Okay. I think Titian just sort of takes that info and again keeps going. Like, I mean, Titian recognizes Missing, right? Like, he recognizes them. So I think Titian then keeps going what he's doing. He's just now extended this, like, if things pop off against Missing now I'm going to, like... He basically, Titian's like, bar fight? Are we going to have bar fight? Can we have a bar fight? Like, where's bar fight? Like, that's where Titian's sort of mind is going. He's like...
Okay.
He's getting ready to... He's not physically getting ready, Joe. I want to make that abundantly clear.
Yeah.
But in his mind, he's like, when I get up and throw this fucking chair I'm sitting on, who am I hitting with it? That's
I think in the tandem, like in the way of like thinking, like, is there going to be a bar fight here? I'd like you to roll me an insight check. I would say DC 13.
Insight check? Okay, DC 13. Ooh, did not make it. That's an insight of 9.
Yeah, so you're not really sure what's going on. All you see is there are people looking at Missing. Cool. Sif, are you doing anything in particular, or trying to notice anything particular?
No, I think first thing I'm looking for is the rest of my friends and a chair.
Yep. And you do see that. I think you continue. I think there's also a possibility that like there's like a slight pause as like the entire group is like being aware of people having to be staring, whatever. Yeah, I think if there is, we'll say this: if there is any pause, Sif is not enduring that pause in any way. Cool. Ianthe. You feel Daphne kind of give you like a quick tug on your clothes and then looks towards looks towards Grian.
I'll go get him, I guess.
As she's doing that, I'm also kind of amping for a bar fight, Joe. Not really amping, getting ready for one. Like to the extent of the chair, the chair that I'm leaning back on. How stable is it? The chair the broken one that my feet are on. Can I kick it? My arms on the table leg. Can I flip it? the taker in my left hand. Like, can I throw that in addition to my other thing? Because I've got the background, so I'm like, all right, what's going on exactly? So I keep people safe. And once I saw Ianthe walk back in, everything shifted to not only like how can I protect the people at this table, but now if this happens, how can I get to my sister?
Mm-hmm.
And please note I didn't say sisters because Daphne is difficult.
Just a little bit.
Nobody likes her but me. I'm not gonna walk over to Grian. I'm just gonna telepathically talk to him. Can you step outside with us for a minute? Everything's fine. We just have some questions about your past.
Yeah, sure. Since the guy I was talking to disappeared, got nothing else to do right now, so.
As you say that, the orc who has moved for Daphne gets up, stands tall, and is looking at Missing and goes, "For Rashra," and goes and springs over the table to attack. I need everybody to roll initiative. It's a bar fight, gang. But before we get into that, we're going to take our 10-minute break. We will see you guys in 10 minutes.
points does Sif have?
1.
All right. I will still be setting up game, but feel free to talk while I'm getting that ready.
Oh boy.
We were talking over break, and I was like, "Oh, poor Sif is so banged up." He's like, "You didn't heal her at all." I said, "I have no healing, so leave me alone."
Titian has healing, right?
I do, but what you're asking of me is
That-
bar
that's
fight or
smite
heal
slots you're asking.
friends.
Also,
No,
Kiki
I-
asked this very question about a week ago, so everybody I expect to react how we said we would.
I have. I mean, I wouldn't do a spell. I'd do lay on hands. I mean, I could give some healing, but I also don't know where Sif is in relation to me yet.
Yeah. I could get myself up. I just have to get into the rage first. So hopefully I don't get hit before then.
If you rage, it's like you have 2 hit points instead of 1. That's like twice as many. Sorry.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
No, you have the rage that can actually heal you, though, right? Is that what you have?
Yup. But I have to be raging, so.
How does that work?
I ro-
You have to like. I've only seen you do it once.
It's like, what is it called? The Rage of the Valkyrie? Or Path of the Valkyrie. So while I'm raging, I can heal or heal myself per turn as a bonus action, and then I do get a reaction as well.
I just want to check something because I don't think I ever gave myself a long rest. It looks like some of my abilities have been used, but we haven't really done anything this day, have we?
No.
I don't think so. Okay, I'm gonna long rest myself. I mean, I was at full hit points, but I was like, I don't remember this day do anything like create water or any of my.
The only thing I remember you doing was you were sizing people up.
Right,
you know,
but that's not a.
But that doesn't cost anything. Okay.
No, so all right. Well, then I'm gonna long rest it so I get my stuff back. I must not have done that last time we did it.
And I have Daphne. Where is Daphne? Let me go get Daphne. I'll be right back.
Yeah. So Sif, how much? If you rage, how much healing is that? Is that like a D?
It's, where is it? Where the hell is it? 1d8 plus 8 per round.
Oh, that's not bad.
Mm-mm.
It's really good.
And I rolled high enough, I should be able to get a heal in.
Yeah. Yeah, so what is the order? Like, I rolled a dirty 20.
I rolled a 10.
Real time.
I
It's
got a
Okay. So depending on what everyone else rolled, what the NPCs rolled, like it could be me and then Seth going.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to dipping a little bit more into Rogue because then I'll get to add my charisma modifier to my initiative. And that's going to be fun.
Damn. Oops. That's no one.
Does your mini have wings, Brandon?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
Fancy.
Yay. That's cool.
Alright, so we got... Is that
You know, it's hard. It's hard to believe that Joe made this whole set out of just like, wet toilet paper and craft paint, but he really did. What he does is he takes the toilet paper and he puts it in a blender and then he pulps it, and then he adds Mod Podge paint to it, or not paint, but glue.
What are you talking about?
I really don't know half the time. Welcome to my world.
Ladies and gentlemen, meet Daphne.
Yay, Daphne!
Yay!
met her, not a fan. I love Ianthe. Ianthe's
Does she have a gun?
She's a crossbow.
It looks like a gun from here. Looks like she's got an AR.
If someone got
I feel
her,
like
got their
Daphne's
hands
one
on
of
a
those
gun in this
people
world,
that's
it's-
like,
yeah.
Daphne has a minigun from the movie Predator, and she's just walking around with it. Oh, those are cool lighting effects with the candles, Joe.
Hey.
oh, that is cool.
I'm about to throw it in someone's face.
But
Do you have, as a fighter, do you have ability to use improvised weapons, a team, or anything like that?
With my tavern brawler feat, I do.
Ooh,
Oh, that'll
nice.
do it.
So between my tavern brawler feat and my superiority dice, I've never been in a bar fight in character, but my background states I've been in bar fights before. So we'll see. But with my
I believe that
rolling,
of a team.
I might just be.
Wait, what does that mean? I'm so confused by that answer.
What do you mean?
So have you or have you not been in bar fights?
I have, but not in game. In my history,
What?
I have.
So
Like,
in-game
as
you
a
have
team,
been.
as a s-
Well, no, as
That's also a lie. We got in a big bar fight in Hasamal.
oh, that's true. Okay, no, so I have been in a bar fight. No, I meant like in game with me actually playing it. My character's history says he has participated in a brawl or two.
Okay. So you're
But I
saying
guess there's been one in Hasamal.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
I mean, as a sailor, that would check out.
That's
Yeah.
why the background. I'm like, you know what I mean? It rarely comes up, but I do have it. So, just like my adept sailor rarely comes up on land, but I have it. So.
Okay, I think that's enough crazy NPCs to look at. Let's do this.
That looks great.
Blah. And maybe we can make this a little lighter. Yeah, that's good. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get those initiatives, gang.
Probably Titian first.
Yeah, I got a dirty 20.
Titian 20. Okay.
I think I'm next with the 17.
Sif, 17. Next.
Might be me with 10, but I'm not sure.
Go, just shout it out, man. You can just shout out.
Go 10.
Okay. This is what you guys could have been doing while I was setting this up. Just FYI, that's all good.
Oh, you wrote it in
yeah, we wrote it in the
We
chat.
put it in chat, yeah.
I know, but this is we're switching this over, so this is the easier way to do it. So,
Grian
so
with 9,
9.
and Ianthe with 3.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sweet.
That sounded way more sarcastic than I meant it.
You're welcome. So we'll roll for Daphne. Oh, Daphne is not paying attention almost as much as Ianthe isn't.
Sister like sister. I say.
Seriously.
We're like having a conversation with each other and we're like, wait, what's happening?
Yeah. Yeah. Pay attention. Wait, what? Okay. And then I'll roll for missing, and then the rest of these people. Wow. So because we'll say they were instigating, I'm gonna say I'm gonna put them actually here. So what you all see is also for the record, anyone who is possibly like a miniature that you've seen before is not that miniature, most likely. There is only one person on this board of whom New Moon has not seen before, but is the mini that they represent, besides the obvious ones. Missing, actually, that isn't even the right miniature for missing. But missing is right in front of Sif. And I can adjust the field of view on that so that you guys can kind of see that kind of coming in and out. Also, give it a little bit more light, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Actually, just sort of. Okay, that should make it a little bit clearer. Okay, cool. So Titian, you are up. What you see is the large orc figure get up, yell for Rashra, and basically kind of like throws his chair behind him, in the process of launching himself. I would also say too, actually, Titian, no one's going ahead of you, so I'm not going to worry about adjusting your initiative. But Adim, I'm going to say you do get to roll with advantage, as you've been like surveying what's going to be happening here.
Alrighty.
So if you'd like to re-roll, you can.
Sure. I'll take the 10.
You got it. Cool. All right.
Just thank you, though.
You got it. Cool. So Titian, it is your go.
Sure. So Titian, who's been surveying, sort of looking again, he was sort of seeing, it was funny. As soon as he sees the orc get up really dramatically, throw his chair out, as soon as that orc says, this is for Rashira, being really dramatic, you see Titian bolt up and he just goes, Barfat! And he just like starts running over. And he's good, like he just, he runs right over and like has every step, Barfat, Barfat, Barfat. And he just runs and pulls out his sword and just goes for the did you call it
an orc? So wait. So in the bar fight, you're pulling out your sword, yelling bar fight?
Well, no, hold on. Let me take a step back here real quick, because the way you were making it seem, did the orc have a weapon on them? Because it felt like they had a weapon on them.
You imagine that you see the look in their eye, and their look probably is that they're going to kill missing. I'm just making sure that bar fight and what you're doing are two very different things.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, wait, what?
All right. You gotta hold me to it. All right, bar fight. And Titian's gonna run up and try to grapple and tackle this individual.
Cool. You got it. Cool. I will say, like, for the record, mechanically speaking, I will allow you guys to use your weapons if they are not ranged weapons to deal non-lethal damage with them. Does that make sense? So Titian, if you want to say that you're doing that, you're like pulling out your sword, but you're just like hitting them with the hilt of it. I'm totally okay with that.
Titian's gonna pull out his sword, his saber. He's gonna try to smack him across the face with the flat side, just sort of like slap him with a sword.
You gotta go.
Barfat. Like that. Okay. Cool. So, that's a +8 to hit. Oh shit! Does an 11 hit?
11 does not hit this dude.
All right. So I think Titian whiffs on the first one. Oh, damn it! And then he's gonna swing again.
Okay.
Okay. Does a dirty 20 hit?
Dirty 20 definitely hits.
All right. So Titian hits him. We're not gonna bring the smites out this early just yet. So it's gonna be 1d8 plus 5. Would you count this as sneak attack because missing is close enough? Is missing close enough for that?
No,
Okay.
unfortunately not.
Yeah, I need to start remembering to put. All right. It's only going to deal 7 points of damage.
Okay.
That's fine. I rolled a 2 for damage. Plus 5, that's 7. So yeah, I hit them.
Why does this look so bad? Hold on. There we go. Yeah, you hit them. What's the damage you do?
7.
7. Cool.
And then as Titian looks at them, and like I'm assuming Titian just sort of slaps him across the face with his sword, and he goes, "Don't mess with my friends." And like as he says that, like, he casts Hunter's Mark on them. Like, you know what you did.
Okay.
And
On the orc.
On the orc, and then so like that image of Titian like goes right on their neck, like right there.
Love it.
Like a Pete Davidson tattoo.
Like a Pete Davidson tattoo.
Like Pete
Incredible.
Davidson. Like that Pete Davidson. Yeah. And it goes right there.
Awesome. Sorry, gang. 1 sec. I just want to see if I can make this not look so bad.
Yeah, I'm not even sure. I mean, I see what.
Yeah, I don't know why it's fighting me on this. We might just call it for the top down. I did a bunch of adjusting things, and of course that's why nothing's working like it should. Yeah, it's just hard to make out those. Maybe it's because the contrast is so high. No. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we'll still use this top down if we need it, but I will switch back to our normal look here. Excuse me. Okay. Thank you. Awesome. Sorry, Titian, give me that damage one more time.
7.
7. Cool. You got it. Orc takes 7 damage, gets that wallop, and just like looks at you. Who are you? And turns to engage with you. But Sif, it is your turn. You are muted. Or nope. Yeah, there you go.
I am going to rage.
Cool. Love it.
And then I'm gonna move forward, kind of in front of missing. To the.
Okay.
I guess. It looks like left from this angle to the left front, kind of towards.
Are you trying to
Titian
like
is.
get in between missing and the orc that has like shouted
Yes.
this? Cool.
And I'll just give it a little. I'll give him a swing if I can reach him.
Yeah, I say if you want to take a step forward, you certainly can. Notably,
Perfect.
are you wearing your earrings? I think you are, right?
I am.
So technically, you're a medium size, but that doesn't. That's. We won't worry too much about that unless we absolutely need to.
Okay. So first swing. Is a 14 to hit.
14. 14 for this guy. No. That does not hit.
No worries. Second swing is a 16 to hit.
16 just hits.
All right. That is 19 damage.
19 damage. Oh my gosh, cool. As you rage, you run up before this guy who is now like this orc has yelled for Rashra, turns and has a Leonin just tackle him and slap him with a sword, and you come around. And I assume this is non-lethal, or what do you think?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
So non-lethal damage. You see Sif just comes up with a hammer that is very much larger than herself, just goes and this guy full on like uppercuts into the air. It gets knocked back into the wall. He's out. He is out.
And that'll be my turn.
You got it. Cool. What a freaking turn. Cool. It is now, so seeing Sif get involved, hearing Titian yelling bar fight, chaos soon erupts. I'm gonna roll some things here to see who's hitting who and what they're doing. Cool. Okay. All right. You see two figures that one of which looks to be a tiefling. The other one is a human male with like a long sword. Comes out, and both of them start to run at both Daphne and Ianthe. And you hear a yell between them going, "Which one? Just pick one." And they both are going to go to attack both you, both Daphne and Ianthe. Daphne, the longsword dude, goes to you. That is an 11 to hit.
To hit me or to hit Daphne?
To hit Ianthe.
It doesn't hit.
Okay, cool. You see that swing, and you see like you all of a sudden just like fully just like kind of like pirouette off to the side as you see it just like right into the bar table. The tiefling female, Daphne, which I gotta pull up Daphne's stats here.
Do you want me to roll for her?
Sure, yeah, if you want. Absolutely. Let's do it.
Take one off your plate.
Did I change what
You changed her in D&D Beyond.
Great. Cool. So it's your
Yeah.
like you have access to it?
I should, I think. You sent it to me
Cool.
at one point. My computer's being pokey.
It might be the same one that you had. I just adjusted it.
Let's take a peek.
So she should be
Yeah,
a
this
Ranger
looks right.
5, Rogue 3.
Yeah, this is right.
Cool. All right. So yeah. So but this is an attack against her. So.
Yep.
Good Lord, I am. Please tell me how Daphne ducks out of this.
Oh man, I feel like, as Ianthe ducked out of the way, she would have grabbed Daphne's hand and like yanked her back.
Cool.
So they're
Yeah,
now,
I love that.
I don't know, 5 feet back or something.
Nice. Cool. So they, so yeah, so you get pulled out of the way. So, what? Oh, and this like, just completely misses. You see, okay, all right, just grab something, and jumps into the fight. You see, I'm just going to point this out to everybody. You see there is a gentleman back there in the corner wearing a cowboy hat and seems to have a canteen that he just looks around, does stand up. Like I think he even like kicks his chair out and stands up and then just looks around and just downs a canteen. All right, I'm getting ready. Just one second. Everybody, just don't kill anybody just yet. And that's his whole turn. It is now Adim's turn. Grian, you're on deck.
Okay. If I'm looking correctly, I just want to make sure I understand. If I'm looking at the screen, Daphne is on the left and Ianthe is on the right.
I think like in character, it works in the idea that you're like squinting to just like absolutely make sure. But yes, Daphne is on the left, Ianthe is on the right.
Okay, so I think I've counted correctly. If I take 25 feet of my movement, I can get to the square just south of Daphne.
Okay. Yeah, I think so. 10, 15, 20, 25. Yep.
So I want to go there, and I grab Ianthe by the arm and say, "Let's dance," because we've done that before. Bait and switch and trade places with her.
Okay.
And because now she's out of the way, I will take the additional. Well, only one because it's my roll, but still I have +1 armor class for a little while.
Nice.
You know, and that was just my movement. And then which one tried to hit her?
The longsword guy, who is now like pulling his sword out of the. He's nowhere near the bar. We'll say like a chair was in the way and like got stuck in a chair. So you see him like wrenching it off of the chair.
Okay, I take my flagon,
Mm-hmm.
backhand him with it.
Hell
Say,
yeah.
stay off of her.
Incredible. Yeah, please roll to attack.
Let me make my roll. Let me see. That would be Tavern Brawler Strike, I assume.
Mhm. Absolutely.
Nope.
We'll say that's equal to your to a dagger. We'll say.
Well, because it's a different roll to hit than my dagger. So
So the way Tavern Brawler works, if it is closer to resembling an actual weapon, we can use that as the idea of the weapon that you're using.
Okay.
So which may not matter to what you're hitting with.
Okay, so I'll roll that to hit, but then roll my damage for the thingy. Is that what I do, or?
One second. Let me take a quick look.
Okay,
Just
yeah.
make sure I'm not-
I don't want to cheat. Tell me what to do.
No, it's you're not supposed to use D4. You use a Christian or certain person. You use a bonus action to attempt to grapple a target. You're proficient with improvised weapons. This is not the full thing here. Weird. Did they take it out or change? Whatever. My understanding was that you, whether this is something that is just not listed on the thing itself, is that if it is closer to resembling a specific weapon, you could call it that specific weapon. So, for example, like the idea of like you taking your like beer stein or whatever and like knocking it out, like hitting him with it is going to shatter, which means that there's going to be a piercing damage sort of like effect to it, right?
Okay.
So that's the idea. But honestly, it could be bludgeoning damage. You could tell me. That's not a big
Okay.
deal.
Well, even if I roll again with my other stats, it's going to be a miss. So
Okay.
that was my first attack, so I missed there. I'll come around with my left and give him a left hook. Because I get 2 attacks, so why not? Yeah. Let me see. That would be this one. That would be a 22.
22 definitely hits.
Yay. That would be a 3 points of damage.
Nice.
And then find it. Sorry, I gotta find the Tavern Brawler thingy. Let me see. When I hit a creature with an unarmed strike or an improvised weapon on my turn, I can use a bonus action, which I'm going to do, to attempt to grapple him.
You got it. Yeah, go ahead and roll your athletics athletics check against their athletics or acrobatics.
I'll do. So I can choose which one.
They can. You can't
okay.
because you're instigating.
So I'm just doing that. Okay, just want to know what I was doing. Didn't roll very good. Sorry, 10.
What'd you get? 10? Great.
10.
They rolled a nat 1. They're like fighting with the chair as you're like.
So they dodge me. I right hook him. He probably turns a little bit, and I just put him in a headlock and say, "Leave us alone."
Okay. You got it. You just hear like gurgles and like sort of like the sounds of like someone trying to actively fight against where you're at. Incredible. I love that.
I'm not using any of my magic because it is a bar fight, and it's right now looks like a bar fight. So we'll just do that.
Cool. You got it. Incredible. Grian, you're up.
Awesome. Will you allow me to be ridiculous for like a minute?
I mean, it's a bar fight. This is probably the most ridiculous place that you could.
Perfect.
Yes, probably.
I'm gonna turn to Yaz and just say, "We don't mind holding my drinks, please." think my friends need a hand.
Absolutely.
And I'm gonna go ahead and like move my movement to the guys. They're the people that attacked Ianthe and Daphne. And
Okay.
I'm going to. This is where I'm gonna be ridiculous. I'm gonna go ahead and take a swing at the guy in front of me. But as my hand comes up, my packed weapon is gonna turn into a pair of into some brass knuckles that just say
Fuck
"Daddy"
yeah.
across them, and I'm gonna make a swing.
So is this the one that Adim, because Adim has this one in a headlock? Is that the one you want to attack?
There were 2 of them that attacked. That's fine.
Well, but I need to know. I don't make the choice. You do.
Whoever's in front of me, is that the one that Adim's?
That's the one that Adim has. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's the one that tried to fight my sister.
I love it. You're gonna imprint on his forehead, Dad.
It's gonna be a 15 to hit.
15. You have advantage
Oh,
because he's grappled.
it's gonna be a 15 to hit.
Cool, you got it. And actually, I don't think you do have advantage. That's my bad. They just don't get to move anywhere. Yeah, 15. 15. Roll me a luck roll.
8.
Cool. Please roll your damage.
Cool.
Oh, did you hit me?
It's a bar fight, man.
Oh.
It's,
Wait, 15 does not hit me.
50 doesn't hit you? Okay.
No.
I will say this connects with you,
Okay.
but it will say it doesn't do damage.
Okay.
As you feel like mechanically speaking, you don't take damage. I think RP wise, you do feel someone punch you in the arm.
I kind of glance at him, but even though I glance at him like, what the hell? You can see there's a gleam in Adim's eye, and he's actually having a little bit of fun right now. So he's not mad. It's just he looks, it's you, he smiles, and just goes back to the fight.
You got it.
So 15 didn't hit, right?
15 did not hit.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna use my second attack.
You got it.
That's gonna be a 18 to hit.
18 does hit. As you see Adim, now aware that you're trying to hit him, tries to position himself in a space for you to.
Here you go.
Right here.
Cool. And then that'll be a 7 bludgeoning damage as the word "daddy" I think just comes up to him in the eyes and just punches him straight.
I think
What
there's
the
like
fuck
a
is your
moment.
problem?
There's a cartoon moment where this doesn't make sense. If it says "daddy" on your knuckles, it would read backwards from the indentation. But we're in a fantasy world. I think it's just in this moment, it just says "daddy" across his forehead as he just takes that hit. 7 damage. Cool. Yeah, he's still up, but yeah, that was heavy. Any bonus action stuff?
Yeah, as a bonus action, I'll heal Sif for some points, but I'll message that. So
You got it.
Thank you.
Cool. Sweet. I did forget. I apologize. There was a guy whose Sif's miniature is literally hiding. And this little gnome dude is actually going to take a leap at missing. 1 second. And I would like a Sif, I think you're categorically facing the opposite way. I would like a perception. Well, I'm going to say perception or arcana check, your choice, from Titian. You can roll 1.
Okay. Perception or arcana. It'll be perception because I'm better at that. Son of a bitch, it's not going to be good anyways. That's going to be a 9.
Okay. With a 9, what I will tell you that you see is that you see this this gnome kind of jumps off the table, daggers drawn, going towards missing, and you see Sif has moved in your way, fighting against the other dude, and now moves back to where it is before, and you see the guy just standing there looking at missing blankly.
Oh, okay. Is missing staring at them?
Missing staring back at them. Yep.
Okay.
Cool. It is now Missing's turn. You see Missing okay, yeah. You see Missing pulls out a dagger. As they do so, their like their robe and cowl kind of flips open, and you see the hand itself holding the dagger. Titian, I think I need another perception check for something else.
Okay. Okay, this one's better. 22.
Cool. A lot happens as I rolled a nat 20. So that's... Yeah. You said 22?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool. Titian, in this moment, you see Missing expertly flip a dagger in their hand and shove it under the chin of this figure and continues going. And as they pull it out, you see a like very light smoke comes out from under their chin and seems to almost from your vantage point as they are turned a little bit away from you, seems to be going into Missing's chest as he drops down to the floor dead as a doornail.
Titian's gonna shout out to I think Titian's just gonna shout out to everybody. Missing's making bar fight real fight, everyone. Bar fight's now a real fight.
Yeah. We'll say that's the end of Missing's turn. Yeah, nat 20 just made me not have to roll any of that. It is now Daphne's turn.
Great. Probably could have been looking at.
I will say this, Chelsea. Daphne also considers this to be a real fight.
Okay. I've lost track of who's where because I was taking notes and not looking at Daphne's character sheet.
Daphne's right there.
Daphne's right there.
Has a person on them, a tiefling, right on top of them, or
right on top of
in
her,
their in their space.
She can't really shoot with her crossbow, can she? Ooh, actually, she might because she's got the crossbow thing.
I think she's crossbow expert. I can't remember if I gave that to her.
Being within 5 feet of a hostile creature does not impose disadvantage on ranged attack rolls. Great.
Right.
She's gonna. So if this person's like right up next to her, she's just gonna. Well, I'll describe it and then we'll see if it works or not. She's gonna hold the crossbow like up to their chest and just like fire it. I think. Right.
Cool. Yeah, I love it. Go for it.
Crossbow. 24.
Yeah, 24 hits. Daphne is a plus 10 to hit on this, so yeah, absolutely, 24 hits.
Does she get sneak attack?
She does get sneak attack. You are, well, actually, Adim, ironically, is, I would say, is the person that is within 5 feet.
Ally with an asterisk at this point.
Mm-hmm.
We'll consider it. All right, rogue people, tell me how sneak attack works. I got 1d6 for the damage. And then how many
if you have advantage on the attack roll and or if there's a person behind, it's just a d6.
So you're just adding it.
Yeah, but what do I roll?
So the sneak attack damage is sneak attack damage is 2d6.
2d6.
So you
rolling
roll
3.
your 1d6 plus 5 for the hand crossbow, and then you're going to add 2d6 as well to that.
Okay. So here's the 1. So that's 9 damage plus. Ooh. Another 10 damage, so 19 damage.
Okay. Cool. This dude is barely, she is barely hanging on, this tiefling, as they just just right to the chest, and like RP wise, you see her like kind of like just go back. You have 2 attacks.
I have a second attack. Go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do it again. I'm just gonna like stand on her with, like put my foot on her chest and just like fire right at her neck.
Got it.
Hey,
That
you
is
remember how we
brutal, as
started
it
this
turns
fight?
out.
Remember how we started this fight with like slapping people across the face and
No.
just
That's not as good.
mildly hitting them with a hammer? And there was a guy with a cowboy hat, and now we just evolved into like
I just like
stabbing.
do a punch and a headlock.
I don't know how they do it in Hasamal, but
It's just a 13 to hit.
13. You rolled a 3.
Yeah.
Cool. 13 does not hit. I don't think you have anything that would be giving you advantage on this. So yeah.
Nuts. Do I have a bonus action I can do?
Actually, honestly, because this is a character you just got on there, I would say you could have done Hunter's Mark.
Yeah, she would have done Hunter's Mark.
And you did 19 damage, right?
I did 19 damage. If you allow me to do Hunter's Mark first, that's just another d6.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's do one more. Oh, that's a 6.
Awesome.
All right. The 20s are
incredible.
not my friend, but the 6s are.
I hate to tell you this, but it could have been a 1, and that the creature still would have been dead. As I was at 19. So close. Cool. Tiefling, dead.
Yeah. Cool. I shall cast that.
Yeah, as you see Daphne just standing over the body. And I think you hear just Daphne just going, "New sheriff," and just
Yeah.
knocks it down. Knocks her out forever. Cool. Ianthe, it is your turn as you see, maybe for the first time ever, your sister
never
kill
seen
someone.
this. What the fuck? Okay, I will. Are there other people near us? Actually, no. Where's Sif?
Sif is about 20 feet away, I think.
Okay. Yep, I can do that. And Sif is engaged with at least one person, or are there other people near Sif? Sorry, it's the purple makes it hard for me to
no.
tell. I'm old.
Ironically, the only person that you know that is engaged with anyone right now is the one that Adim has in a headlock that has daddy on his forehead.
Yeah, they've got that pretty well in hand. I will. Okay, I'm sorry. I know I just asked. Is there somebody with Sif, or is Sif
No,
totally by herself?
Sif is with a body that has been knocked unconscious, and Titian is with Sif as well.
Okay, then I'm not gonna worry about Sif. Damn it, I don't know what to do.
Just for visual sake,
Mhm.
where are the enemies on the board? Because I think I just have the one in front of us. And...
So yeah, like I said, the only one that's engaged with you right now is the one that Adim has in a headlock. Everyone else is gone.
Everyone else is gone.
I mean, technically, and I can make them, be noticeable in the back there. But technically speaking, the cowboy, you have no idea what's going on with him. Also, just to kind of point out here, there is another figure, a little kobold archer dude that is over in the corner there, has not attacked.
Kobold archer. Can I see him?
You can, yeah.
I'll cast blindness on him.
Okay. He hasn't done anything.
I know. I'll cast blindness, and then while in the before I do it, I'm just gonna telepathically say, "Don't even think about it."
Okay.
Oh, not at 4th level, just regular old 2nd level. I need a Constitution saving throw, please.
Ooh, jeez. DC?
18.
Yeah, 18 is the DC. 18 is what they got on their con.
Well, they're not blinded, but I still have told them, don't even think about it.
So what?
Just leave.
Yeah, you got it. And is going to like use that as a reaction to just jump out the window.
Correct.
You notice that your sister watches them leave, and I'll say instinctively, because you let them get away, and like is like moving past you.
I'll grab her arm. Yes,
Okay.
of course I'd let them get away. They didn't do anything.
Cool. It is Bix's turn. So Bix is going to look around, just not knowing really what's happening, looking around, seeing Sif, and just going, and just casting a healing word. That is a 6 points of healing. I'm going to say for simplicity's sake, because you guys obviously have this fight, I think that's all Bix is going to do. Top of the order, Titian.
Titian turns. Okay. Titian turns around, faces the cowboy,
Mm-hmm.
and he just shouts out to him, "We gonna go, like what side of this you on there, guy?"
Oh, you don't know. You don't need to worry about me. I'm just here for the. I think I'm just here for the show.
All right. I don't
And just
know.
like has a flask that he's like. And this is also 30 feet away at least.
Yeah,
Just like
yeah.
like a whole.
All right.
What's that? Yeah, no,
What?
I'm good. You can just continue to do what you're doing.
Are you? Well, shit. I wanted to punch something. All right. Damn. Okay.
What's that? I
So,
can't hear you.
What?
What?
I said I wanted to punch somebody, and it doesn't seem like I've run out of people to punch.
Oh, all right. Well, I mean, you could probably.
I have one.
That wouldn't.
Do you want to? I mean,
That
I
wouldn't be
don't
a
wanna-
fair fight.
I don't want to punch you if you're not doing anything. If you're just watching, that's fine.
I'm just drinking. I think it's very telling that you
that's
are.
why I'm not going to punch you. There's no discussion.
I'm just saying it's very telling that you're even asking me if you can punch me. That's just.
Well, I'm okay with punching people. I'm not okay with not being polite. That's sort of a thing.
You don't. I think you see that something wrong, and you hear Daphne go, "There's a fight going on over here."
Yeah. Daphne sort of says that, and I imagine that I hear the commotion with Daphne. You're letting them get away. Titian, with a bonus action, will move his hunter's mark
Cool.
to the kobold that's trying to leap out the window, because the one figure we were fighting is at 0 hit points right now, knocked unconscious, I'm assuming.
Yeah, you think that dude's totally fine. Give me a. So I imagine that he got full out the window, but give me a luck roll, DC 15, on whether or not you're able to hit him before he goes out the window.
Hit him with hunter's mark.
Yeah, he took his reaction to like just run off.
Sure. Okay. All right. It's a nat one.
Cool. I mean, that one you shoot it at something, but it's nothing
Well,
there.
and it's a spell. Okay. Okay. Well, shit. All right. Well, and now that's a waste. So Tishian's like, I mean, there's truly no one left to punch, correct? Because that guy
No,
that guy's
okay,
left.
so there is. Unfortunately, he is kind of surrounded, but Adim still has a figure that is still up, that is in a headlock.
Tishian's gonna go behind the guy that Adim has in a headlock, and he's just going to I don't know. Actually, no, Tishian's not going to do that. He's just.
I would say I don't even know if you can make it over there.
I don't even know if I can make it over there. Tishian is like he's not going to do anything this round. I don't think there's anything for me to do.
Okay, you got it.
So I'll wait here and hold. If another enemy comes through the doors, Tishian will hold an attack, waiting for another enemy to get onto the field.
You got it. I just have to show what Evan put.
You know what? You're right, Evan. Fuck that guy. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do that.
Okay. You can go for it. Cool. I will say, just as a suggestion, Sif does look pretty rough. Tishan, I think you see this, unless other people come in here, we have this, but Sif look, yeah, so it's completely up to you. But,
I'll lay on hands, give Sif, let's say 25 points of healing.
Okay. As you do so, Tishan, something I either haven't asked in a while or have never asked. Where do you think your power comes from?
Oh God, I don't know. That's a tough. What do we talk about in the beginning? This is I think a moment that you make a choice of how you would explain it. Yeah, I always thought Tishian, a lot of it was learned through his time in the Roar. So a lot of it was, magic is something that in canon can be taught. Wizards can use it and be taught spells, different things like that. I thought the spells that Tishian has and lay on hands come from his time in the service and being taught that sort of in a from a militaristic standpoint. I think in that way, and I'm answering your question long way, Joe, is his power comes from sort of those beliefs that were not necessarily those beliefs. I guess some of those things that were sort of brought up within that. I guess I don't know. That's tougher.
But what does they? Because I guess I am leading you a little bit here, because we talked about the idea of where the Roar's power comes from. What they, their sort of version of what the afterlife looks like, and being able to kind of borrow from that.
I think Tishian's still borrowing from that. The idea of, an afterlife for I believe we talked about it being like an afterlife for fighters, for champions.
Well, specifically for Leonin. For
Leonin, right?
Yeah.
For conquerors, I think Tishian still borrows from that, but I think he's still a little mixed with that.
I think it's a possibility that Tishian isn't really ever thinking about that, but that's what it really is coming from.
And that's what I'm saying. With his training, it's still what he knows. I think that's as he's training, he still defaults to that. He just hasn't stopped to think about it in terms of his new life right now.
Right. So just to simplify, the question was, where does Tishian's power come from? Not necessarily where does Tishian think his power comes from.
Sure. His power comes from that belief, sort of that. God, God, I'm trying to remember it right. I'm trying to remember everything we talked about. It's been so long since we pulled from this.
This is your story, man.
I know, man. Like, it's been so long. This is session 0 stuff. So the belief system of, only strong Leonin will survive. Those deemed worthy will be able to go forward into the afterlife and find honor within that. He's sort of borrowing from ancestors in that way then, and the strength of those that came before him and what that means. So that's where his power is coming from in this moment.
Incredible. So as you tap into that to be able to lay on those hands, you hear something once again ringing in the back of your head. These subtle sounds of the roars of lions that you're not 100% familiar with, right? You're just kind of like following orders and recognizing this is how we do these things, and this is where this comes from as a like kind of throwaway sort of like lesson. Like there's an afterlife and all this stuff, and then there's a point where Titian, I think, maybe even tunes out from that. But in this moment, you recognize that there is something that is real from that. Oh, hold on one second. I think you guys are actually not hearing that. Hold on. Yep, you're absolutely not. 1 second. There we go. As we hear these barks and things like that, Titian, I would like you to roll me a religion check.
A religion check. It's a 7 plus. Yeah, it's 7.
7. Okay. Okay. You go to use your hands and you place them on. You place them on Sif, and nothing happens.
Damn. All right. So Titian is, because he's manifested this through like kind of rubbing a little bit. So Titian's just gonna pull his hands off Sif and he's gonna go, all right, and like he's gonna keep sort of like rubbing Sif's arm a little bit, trying to provide healing. I'm sorry, I know this is awkward. Let me try it again. I apologize. I'm sorry.
Sif, this leans into your turn. As you are like trying to figure out what the hell Titian's doing. What does Sif do?
Thank you. And then I will move forward. Kind of behind Daphne and Ianthe.
Okay.
And just hold my attack in case that guy gets away.
Cool.
And I will use a bonus action to give myself a little bit of a heal.
At this point, I do think we need to switch to the top side.
And I will just hold my action.
You got it. Okay. That is our longsword friend's turn. At this point, he is going to try to break from the grapple. So I need an athletics or acrobatics check to hold on to this.
24.
Jesus, man, 22. Incredible. Yeah, you see him like he's got like, and you see him like rubbing his forehead, just trying to like figure, and like is maneuvering over it. And I think like in a true like sort of like wrestling fashion, he's no longer in a headlock, but you're still grappling him. So like, do you imagine like just like from the back, like pinning his arms down?
I probably got his head out, but I probably swept his legs, brought him down, and as he was getting back up, I say nope.
From the arms, you got it. Amazing. Cool. So he is still going to try to kind of like attack you to sort of try to break it and get away. As a last thing that he can do. So this is like his final sort of like shove attack to kind of get you off of him. This is a 14 to beat. So athletics or acrobatics to hold on.
Oh, he gets okay. I see.
yeah, it's 2 attacks to be able to kind
Right.
of get
No
out of
worries.
this.
21.
Cool. You got it.
I guess to roll well, I need to be in a bar fight.
Ironically, I think like Grian, there's a point where like he's like fighting and they're maneuvering around, and I don't think it was a Deem. I think it was this dude who just like pulls in a way that a Deem actually like lets him go to, so that he is absolutely facing you. A Deem, it is your turn, and then Green, it is your turn. If you guys want to do something together, I'm all for it.
I will turn to face him towards Grian, and then knee him in the back twice.
Yeah, you got it. Do you want to like knock him prone to like give Green advantage on it?
If I can, yeah. I mean, if
Yeah,
it's up,
absolutely.
Tavern brawl, unarmed strike. So I got a nat 20 for a 24, my first attack, and my second attack is a 22.
Cool. You got it. You knock him down. It's up to you. Like you knock him down. You can see he's like kind of like he's got plenty of health on him. So go ahead and roll damage on, let's say, one of those hits. So one of them knocks him down to the ground. Okay. We'll say the nat 20 knocked him down to the ground. 22, okay. just to give you guys kind of like a room to be able to like work together on this.
3 points of from an unarmed strike, and when I just punch him. No, I'm not going to punch him. He's down. I heal him straight in the chest. Just the bar fight.
I love it.
Knock the wind out of him.
Cool. 13.
But again, it is non-lethal.
Yeah,
I'm playing by the bar fight rules. Whether or not
absolutely. Right. Yeah, absolutely. Grian, as you see this guy try to like kind of like get up from a Deem's knocking him down. Grian, is your move.
Yeah, I've got advantage on the first attack, right?
Yes, you do. You got advantage on both these attacks. He's not going to be able to get up this turn.
Okay. I mean, the first one's going to miss with the 15 again.
With advantage?
Yeah, with advantage.
Cool.
Get rid of these 2 dice.
Oh, Evan, that was rough, man.
What?
I mean, yeah.
Oh, yep. Ouch.
Yep. Okay. All right. Well,
that hurt me in the chest.
Everybody take a D4 psychic damage.
Can Evan get a inspiration for his next game?
Lose one, maybe. But
the second one's going to be a 24 to hit.
That will definitely hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
It's going to be another 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
That's exactly the amount you need. How do you knock this guy down?
Fuck. He's just going to be like, thanks, Daddy, been fun, and just like knock him.
You see him just fall to the ground.
In this duo fight, I look, now that I know he's out, I'll look up and grin and give him like the sly wink, but it's not like a flirt. It's more like isn't this fun? And then just turn around like, who's next?
Yep. You turn around and you see there is no one in the bar except for you guys and the bartender, I should say.
And the cowboy. Which, of course, the Deem is not even going to go for because the Deem, again, bar fight. Is anyone coming at me? No? All right. I need a drink.
Yeah, looking at the bartender, you get like no insight really like required. This dude, like you see him, he has a mop in his hand, like already ready to go. Like knowing the end of how this goes. And like that, you guys are out of initiative. Daphne is looking at Ianthe like shooting daggers, but Missing heard that and Missing goes, "It's okay. Someone needs to tell the others." And Daphne just backs down.
I'll walk over to the bartender and refill my mug.
You're paying
I walk
for
with the
this
demon
one.
repick.
Of course. Hey, I feel good about it. I killed nobody. Like, I stopped him from hitting my sister. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick my drink back up and just slip the cost of a drink to the bartender and be like, hey, if that guy comes back in from earlier, if you don't mind just getting him this drink on me, that'd be great.
What
Brian
guy?
just picks the flirt game right up.
The one with the horns that was here, and then he took off right before it all started. I never
You
got
say
his
one.
name.
Yeah, you say one with the horns. He like looks past you to the tiefling, female tiefling, but like tiefling on the ground. You're gonna have to be more specific.
He was here. He took off before the fight. Kind of nervous looking. Paler skin.
Oh, you say that? You'll have advantage. Oh, yeah. Asher.
Asher. Yeah. If that's his name, I never got it from him, but yeah, next time he's in here, if you don't mind, just tell him it's from Grian.
You sure about that?
Yes, if I wasn't sure, I wouldn't have hit on him in the first place.
Okay, what do I know? I'm just a bartender. And you see him just starting to mop up the blood that's like scattered around.
Is there a chance I'd recognize the cowboy?
No, notably no.
Okay.
But at that point, and I do have his thing. I forget. I keep forgetting to add it in. Hold on, let me see if I. We'll handle him in a second. Please continue.
That's fine. Ianthe, you needed to chat or something?
I'm gonna look at Missing and Daphne.
You see Daphne's kind of looking at you in a way that's like, I think it's a little, I think you take it a little like demeaning. I think you take it in like an idea of like you have no idea what you're into. That's what you see from that, and I think Ianthe would find it offensive.
Oh, definitely.
Do I pick up on that at all?
Roll a perception check.
I'm right there. I mean, I know I'm not their like long time brother, but I mean, since I'm in the middle of all that. Ooh, dirty 20.
Yeah, you pick up on it for sure.
I kind of give both of them no, not both of them. I give Daphne, Daphne. Sorry, I'm getting confused. I give Daphne kind of a questioning look because I have something I'd like to say, but I'm also new to this. But I let her know I'm taking note of the look and giving her a look back, but not quite of a disapproving. But like I've got words I want to say, but I'm keeping them to myself.
She doesn't see you. She's just staring at her sister.
Oh, I'll make sure she sees it. I will walk behind Ianthe while staring at Daphne and say, "You good?" So that way Daphne can't help but notice the look I'm giving her.
You're saying this to Daphne?
Yeah, I ask Ianthe if she's good, but I'm giving Daphne the look as I walk behind her, so that way she has to see me.
Okay.
I'm fine.
All right. I go back and take my seat again, kick my feet up, and start drinking.
Got it. Missing says, well, I guess that was always an option. That's one way to get the word out, I guess. Hi, Titian. It's good to see you again.
Hey, Miss, how you doing?
And I raise my mug up to Missing as well, since I've also met them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You see Missing kind of like gives just a curt nod to Nadim. I assume she's a friend of yours.
Oh yeah, sorry. Tishian's like a little. I think Tishian's still a little bit like absent-minded in this moment, but like he's like, yeah, no, this. And let me introduce you. Let me be a good friend here.
I'm sorry. We met we meant. I just was being.
So this is Sif. This is our half giant
Okay.
friend. They are good and strong and kind. And Sif, this is missing. They stab people in the throat.
Impressively so.
You see. Um, You see the for any reason on the idea of like because I assume Titian is being pointed in that remark.
I think he's sort of letting missing know he's a little bit pointed in the extent of like we were having a bar fight and you were having it like he wants to express like I saw you get violent. I saw you operating on a different level.
Cool.
In this fight.
Yeah. Missing just looks back at you, smile, doesn't leave. There's a lot of things going on right now that was necessary.
I can tell there's lots. I can't wait to catch up with you, Missing. It's been a long time.
Well, we did. Looks like we cleared out the place, so I guess we can have a little bit of that conversation now, assuming. And looks over at Daphne, and Daphne goes, "Really, right now, Grian, a word, please. Ianthe, you're free to join if you'd like."
Yes, I'm coming with you.
Sure.
Just a question here. I imagine that as no one has tried to pop me in the mouth, I think I'm free to go.
What's
I was
your
making sure no one hurt the lady.
yeah? What's your name? What's your name, Buckaroo?
Right now, I have my hands full, so I wouldn't even think of doing that. Sorry, what?
What's your name?
Oh, you can call me Dirt.
Dirt.
Yep.
I don't know who you are. I don't know where you're from, but I like your style, and maybe we'll catch up later and be friends. That's my hope for later on. But I think it's better if you get on out of here now.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. And anytime you want the favor returned, would love to have a conversation with you. I'm just up north, a place called the Compass. Gives a look at Daphne and Missing. Love to have you.
Yep. I'll catch you at the Compass later on. That sounds fun.
All right.
Yeah. Bet you know the direction to it. You know what I'm saying? Dun dun. Shh. All right. Bye.
All right. Okay. Even with that remark, I'm just going to let you know, just, go work out there. Just make sure you keep your wits about you. And you feel bardically inspired as he turns and walks out.
Ooh.
Titian just as a thing, and then I'm going to give the floor to other players. Titian will wait for Dirt to walk on, and he's just going to be inspired for a moment.
There's a moment, I think, because we already said daddy in this, that the idea that this was a full bar door originally, but for some reason when he's walking through it, it's saloon doors.
It's amazing. Titian's going to give him some space and make sure he walks, and if nobody stops him, I'm assuming this conversation's Grian, Ianthe, and Daphne, and maybe Missing are going to a conversation. Titian's going to walk outside and stand outside of the bar for a little bit.
Okay.
Separate from them. I think he's just going to go try to find some space to himself.
Cool. In perspective, Dirt walks out and you follow. So I will say, once you get to the end of the door, you see Missing going, Titian, at least hear me out.
I'm gonna hear you out. I'm not. No, I thought you were gonna go talk to Gran for a little bit. I'm just gonna be over here when you come back. Just come get me when you're ready, right?
All right.
It truly
Titian
is good.
will come.
It's truly good to see you missing. And Nishine's just gonna walk out the door and then just stand outside for a minute.
You got it. As you walk out, you feel the now somewhat cooler, chilly sort of night air as we're kind of going into like just leaning into nighttime, going to like close to like being like 6:30, leading into 7.
My date's
And
at
you
9, right?
You feel it specifically on the back of your neck, Titian. Which is weird because you have that mane. And you just feel like somehow the wind is like just moved through, and you feel just those little like hairs stick up in the back of your neck. But you are just standing outside of the bar taking a breather, right? So you're not following Dirt or having any sort of conversation with Dirt.
Not following Dirt, just getting a breather. Realistically, Titian's probably out there like he's rubbing his hands together and trying to figure out why he's not feeling that exchange happening, or that moment, or whatever that is that transpires when he uses like that feeling. Why is it not there?
Okay. Okay. What are the rest of you guys doing? Or we can have the green conversation now, I think.
Well, actually, before they walk out, as they're walking out, because I'm sitting in the chair, I'm going to activate my stone with Ianthe.
Okay. I think we did say that you have to physically speak into it.
Yeah, but I'll
Okay.
just be quietly, right? Because they're walking out, and I don't mind speaking into it. I'll just take a breath and say, I'm frustrated that your sister is upset that we're walking in things that we don't know about, and she's not telling us. And now she's keeping further secrets from the rest of the party.
Just to be clear, Daphne would be a part of this conversation. Daphne's going out with Ianthe and Grian.
Why would she be part of it? I'm sitting at a table using the stone, talking as they're walking out quietly.
Okay, but then Missing would hear it because you're talking into a stone. So are you good with that? I just want to make sure.
Why would Missing hear it? I didn't know that these conversations.
Like I said, you have to speak into the stone. It's
right,
not.
But they're all walking out together. I'm the only one at the table back in the back of the bar.
No, I'm sorry, and I apologize if I screwed this up. Missing has no reason to be really a part of this conversation if Daphne's going to be a part of the conversation.
Oh, okay. So I thought I was the only one back there.
I think probably originally the idea would be that Missing and Daphne and Ianthe would be together with Grian, but now at this point, well, yeah, that's a good point. I mean, that was the original plan, so I'll luck roll it. Okay, cool. I'm so sorry. What you said transpires, so please repeat.
Okay, I think Ianthe got it, but I probably can't say it word for word. But I'm a little frustrated that Daphne's upset with us behaving in ways because we don't know what's going on when she doesn't tell us what's going on, and now she's keeping secrets from half the group. And I just let it go, and then I purposely, I'm not going to cut it off like she can't talk back, but I'm going to make sure that the glow stops. Like, I'm not going to, they want to keep secrets, but then don't be frustrated when we walk into something and we don't know what's going on.
You got it.
So I will close off the connection. I'm not going to try to spy on them. That's not the Dean's style for the most part. He really wants to spy on the drow, but that's okay. Cool. And then he'll just, you said about 6:37 p.m.?
Yeah.
My date's at 9, you said? Correct? That's what I said.
I believe so. Yeah, that makes sense.
How long will it take me to get from where I am to where she is?
Oh, you're actually not that far at all. I'd say only like half hour.
Okay, then I will.
Yeah, but you gotta get ready. You gotta look good.
No, I don't. Yeah. I'm taking her to a dive bar. We're gonna walk along the docks and go to some dive bars. It's a date. We're not getting married. Anyway.
The idea of Deem going, it's a date, we're not getting married, I don't need to dress up, is very telling.
Deem
I love
going,
that.
I was horrified by that attitude.
Yeah.
Oh,
You hear your sister, Ianthe.
Yeah, coming.
So we are outside, missing. So it is missing Ianthe, Daphne, and Grian. Grian, this is missing. Missing Grian. You see missing kind of give a small smile. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
We would like to propose an opportunity for us to work together on something very big, something that would be very useful for you also. Unfortunately, before we can continue in this, there are questions that we have concerning your connections. I'm assuming that growing up in Dair's Wharf, you're aware that there are several different families of gangs that all have different feelings towards each other.
I mean, I didn't like grow up here. We just visited often. But I've heard of like the families here. But as far as I know, they're just there.
And what about your connections with the compass? You said it was familial?
Yeah, she was, Ida was always there to give my parents jobs. We were kind of in and out. She's a super nice lady. She watched me while my parents were gone, or had somebody else watch me while we were there. And so it's like familial, like, like they're your aunt, but not really your aunt. They're like a friend of your parents kind of deal, where they're like not related, but related,
I need an assurance from you that you'd be willing to keep a secret from this aunt.
I keep a lot of secrets from a lot of people.
That's not an answer, Grian.
I mean, yeah. I really haven't been here in 4 years, so I have no reason not to keep a secret from her.
Roll persuasion or deception, your choice.
You're just being honest. Uh, 12. Persuasion.
Okay. Daphne turns to missing. Well, missing looks at Grian. We would be doing many things similar to what you saw tonight. The compass often works on a side of the law that would not be comfortable with that.
I'm not sure. I'm sorry, is the compass like a gang or something here? And to be clear, Grian's knowledge is kind of like not necessarily that sheltered kid of one that would have grown up like as part of the gang, where they're like, oh, this is just my family and there's another family. Like, he has like that kind of mindset where like the compass to him has just been like a place to go for like work and for family.
Yeah.
Like, he like zero idea of what happens outside of that.
I love that. I'm going to say because of that statement, go ahead and roll again as if advantage on that persuasion.
It's gonna be a 15.
15. The people we may be in contact with might learn of your connections to Ida. When push comes to shove, the having friends and family's lives at risk is a factor to this job. Would that be a deal breaker for you?
Korean's gonna look over at Ianthe. Just kind of read her face.
Confused. A little horrified.
He'll look back. Hasn't been a deal breaker before. Why start now?
Okay. Let's go inside. Talk. You see Missing Go. Korean, I think you probably follow after. Daphne, the statement that Missing left with, Daphne kind of like, I think Daphne kind of like has a, like her head kind of falls down a little bit to this. I know what you're thinking. There's no reason that mother would be involved. He said specifically on families that are connected in Dair's Wharf. It's okay.
What about me?
What about you?
You're willing to put my life in danger for this?
Why don't you hear the job first before you ask ridiculous questions like that? You see her turn to go to leave.
Go in. But I like, wait a minute.
You got it. Okay. Well, we are all here. Missing has asked for me to give the gist of it, and then they can give the details if need be. But as I am the one that gathered this information, I'll be the one that instructs most of you in it. My travels, recent travels. Tishina, are you in here, actually?
Yeah, I mean, if I told Missing, like, come get me when they were going to...
Oh, yeah, I think Missing does come... Actually, sorry. No, I think I took it away from that. Missing just kind of like does poke their head and go, oh, Tishian, if you're good to go.
Yeah, I can come back in. Yeah, I can. Yeah, let's, you want to talk about something?
I don't know. Are you okay?
Yeah, I think I'm all right. Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm good. I'm just catching my breath. You know, I got a little worked up over the bar fight and just had to work off some extra, let some extra adrenaline get out of my system. You know what I mean? Settle down a little bit more.
Persuasion or deception?
me to tell you which one I went with?
That's a fail. So yeah, go ahead and tell me.
Deception.
Okay.
Titian is thinking about why the hell his thing didn't work.
Okay. I think the deception didn't work, and I think with missing wouldn't know that that's the reason why. So I think missing knows that you're being deceptive, but not for the reason you're saying.
Yeah, she just probably knows there's something wrong with Titian.
Mhm.
Like he's trying to play it off, but there's definitely something lingering. Like we would know because that's what I was stating. But like she probably just knows Titian's troubled about something. You can tell.
Yeah. You see, missing. They kind of close the door on the side, going outside, and just. You've seen a lot of death, I assume, in your former life.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I imagine a lot of that seemed unnecessary at the time.
Yeah, a good deal of it. I mean, there's a time and a place, but you know, it should never be a. Yeah.
I understand your thought process in this.
I'm thought processing, or what?
I understand your thought process on things being maybe something that happened recently being unnecessary.
Were you talking about with you and the poking thing? Yeah, no. I mean, that escalated. I mean, that went from 0 to 100 really quick, but I mean, they were attacking, they were fighting back. I mean, it's, you know, I don't fault you for it. I think sometimes it happens. In terms of like, I think they had weapons on them as well, so it was defense. I don't necessarily fault you for it, but it just seems like it happened really fast. It seems like you're really determined on killing them.
Only people that deserve it.
And you're sure they deserved it?
Positive.
How?
If and when the time comes, I'll tell you. Right now, there's a very important conversation I would like you to be a part of.
Yeah, all right. Let's go back inside. Let's go back inside then. All right.
Cool.
All right.
Titian, give me I think give me a religion check.
12.
12. You are Titian is shook, and with a 12, it's not great, but it's enough to remember that the concept of some people deserve to die is something that even you, Titian, have borrowed from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
But it's weird to hear it come out of someone else's mouth.
Yeah. I would even say it yeah. I think it's definitely something that Titian's drawn upon. He drew upon it recently when he was talking to Finn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the idea of punishment and justice, and being in that position. So it's definitely, but this is hitting in a slightly weird way, and it's kind of hitting Tishy more sideways than he's experienced before, I feel like.
Yeah. So I think as you go back in, you see the door kind of open, and you notice, you just kind of like instinctively kind of like glance over to the right, and in the far distance you can see the sea glass spire starting to shine. That tall tower, as you're reminded of that conversation. You close the door and it goes in. So we go to the beginning of this conversation. Back to this conversation. So, in my recent travels, I boarded a ship with some very odd but likable individuals. They had their quirks, and I wouldn't even necessarily know that I knew for sure that they were good people. But I feel it. And I say that very carefully, so that you all know that in my perspective of this, killing anyone is the last thing I want.
I'm sorry, is this Missing or Daphne?
This is Daphne.
Okay, thank you. Just want to clarify.
During that time, we went to an island. It's about when I talked to you, sister, that they came away from that island with something strangely powerful. Something that is in the hands of good-hearted but misguided individuals. I believe that thing would be better in our hands, for reasons to do real good, both in this city, in points of Tishin, and in Hasamo, when the time's right. Are any of you familiar with something called the Rods of Destruction? And with that, we're going to end tonight's session. We'll see you guys next week.